Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
I'm not a nice old guy in the alleyway if you confront me. He called me a nice old guy.
I don't like.
He's a punk. Bye.
Oh, Don from Carver. Very intimidating. We are Toucher and Hardy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hardy's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
He's doing a new Tuppets video.
Let me tell you something. I don't like this in between rain when you're driving. Either rain or don't rain.
Yeah.
I don't like the wipers coming on every once in a while. Like, oh, you need a little something, and people think it's okay to just drive like, real. Pardon my language, jerks. Because the roads are wet and you're spraying up water. I don't care for it. I don't like half measures. Either rain or don't rain. This is annoying. This stuff, and it started yesterday. I didn't think that I thought it was okay to leave the dog outside. It was not. She came in. She's wet. So now we got to towel off the dog. We got to do that stuff. It didn't even look like it was raining. I don't care for it. This part of spring I don't care for.
Can't even tell if it's raining, whether it's the spray or whether it's actual Mother Nature made rain. It's very difficult.
See, John knows.
Hot brown rain. Rangus.
Dangus.
Rangus.
Rangus. Do you know what it dawned on
Naughty
me
party.
yesterday?
In front. Make milks.
Next time you find yourself listening to Zolak and Bertrand, which I know you do, Fred.
Mm.
We're going to listen on our way home.
Sure.
Tell me if Zoe reminds you of Dr. Steve Brule.
There are days.
Garvin,
That's a good
That's
call.
a game for tomorrow.
Garvin just lost water back there.
Sweet berry wine.
That's really good.
That's it. Can
Put
we
that together.
Garvin, if you think that's funny.
Ryan's got a job for
Okay,
tomorrow.
well, if you think that's funny, find Zolak. We can handle Steve Brule. I would be my pleasure to find Steve Brule audio. But if we can, that will be what we do at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Is it Zolak or Dr. Steve Brule?
Because the rhythms and the cadence of that show, like the guest on, Check It Out, will be sitting there and he'll have another doctor or some kind of an expert. And that's the part of Beetle, right? Yeah. And Beetle is saying like, so the Patriots now without Stephon Diggs and still find themselves need of a receiver. And Zoe, playing the part of Dr. Steve Brule, will say like, I'm stupid. Wow.
I gotta send somebody.
Dangus.
Or it'll go, the Red Sox, they've been hitting 202 over this stretch. I know. I know. I'm in sports radio too.
I can't wait.
Anything, baseball, hockey, or basketball.
I know.
Oh, I'm well aware.
I know. I'm a doctor too. I don't have to say anything, man. I'm a doctor. Yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow. All in good fun. We have Nick's out and then Ryan's out gallivanting around Kissimmee, Florida. I didn't want to say anything to him yesterday, but What trash?
So where is
It's good, too, because he was really excited about going. So it's a good thing he didn't
I
say
don't know
anything.
Ryan well enough. He's so quiet. I don't feel like I know him well enough to say things like that to him. But like, I mean, what a trashy place. It's like the garbage around Disney. Like it's the town next to Lake Buena Vista, but it's not Disney. So it's all the crap that they couldn't fit in there. That the movie with Willem Dafoe that's shot like a documentary, Florida, whatever, is set in Kissimmee, like at a motel in Kissimmee, and it's like a prostitute living in this hotel that's addicted to drugs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a real dump. It's a lot of crappy mini golf courses and like wax museums. At least it was back in the day. There's no way it's nice. But when he said Kissimmee, I went, oh my goodness. And even sadder if he's visiting like a relative that lives there. You don't want to be in Kissimmee.
So, I gotta look this up. But I think he's there and maybe back here on Tuesday.
He's back in Tuesday morning.
Yeah, he's back Tuesday.
They got rain down there for the next 3 days. I mean, afternoon rain. Is that normal, Fred? Like, is it going to rain in the afternoon pretty much like every day this time of year?
Not this time of year. Huh. That's more of when it's super hot.
Huh.
So he's got a little bad luck. But, so they didn't put the TVs on, which is no problem. I don't care. But the ESPN morning show is on one of the TVs. It's a radio show, but it's on TV. And this lady, I mean, look at that makeup and hair that she has to do. I mean, the guy's got a ton of makeup on, too.
Yeah.
But the woman, before she does morning radio, has got to do, I mean, that's a lot of makeup. That can't be, I mean, I feel bad for her. And that guy, why did he put makeup on? Just because they have a makeup place doesn't mean you have to put makeup on.
The guy on the left?
Yeah, he's got makeup on. Yeah, the guy that stayed home doesn't have any makeup on.
I just thought he was a honk.
No, he's got a lot of makeup on.
Oh.
Like, did you put makeup on at NBC Sports?
Never.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I mean, it's
ridiculous.
Well, first of all, I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start.
Exactly.
And I think, I mean, but I know some men who do, and you can't tell that they do because they know what they were doing. That's what I'm most afraid of. I don't care about putting on makeup. That part doesn't bother me.
Right.
But I just don't want it to look like I have put on makeup.
Yeah, you got to do the Tang way. He's an expert, Put makeup on, but he looks younger when he does it.
Yeah, Tangway looks good when he's got the makeup on.
Yeah, I do. A little rouge around the eyes. Emo Gary. I got a little bit of eyeliner on. I hate my parents. I don't like it. You stink. Look, Bauhaus Gary.
What does that look like?
Well, what does it look like? I hang upside down. I'm a vampire. I'm a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come do my class. I'm hanging upside down. The sun will kill me.
Wallach, you do it. You talk.
Yeah, Wallach, you're not a creature of the night. I thrive off blood. Rocky Suarez thrived off blood, and it wasn't too hard to get a neck to bite because she had huge cans. It writes itself. It's a real erotic horror film.
What if
she had areolas for days? Some guys like that. Now they're blood. They're the undead. Even undead, Rocky Suarez was a piece of ass.
If you ask Gary Tangway actually himself, to come up with some goth emo music, what bands do you think he would choose?
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Hozier. That guy's dark.
I got some, I mean, look, Boston, the band Boston could weave a tomb of woe.
Thompson twins. There are 3 of them. They didn't even know. They were confused.
I wonder if they're called twins because the black guy didn't count. Who knows? It was the 80s. It was crazy. I was never into that.
Into what, Gary?
Racism. Gary loves people of all creeds and colors and religions.
Well, Rocky Suarez is...
she's a Latino time bomb.
Latina.
Yeah, Latina. My bad. That's right. Everyone's the same to Gare. Except for Rocky Suarez, because I write a busty chick. Boy, this lady's got a lot of makeup on. Hachi-machi. I got to turn it off. It's going to distract me the whole show.
I have to give credit where it's due because Wallach is not going to fluff his own feathers. Wallach is a Topgolf legend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys went to Topgolf yesterday. You, Ryan, John, and Chris Forsberg.
Yep.
Correct. And Wallach absolutely dominated. It was really something special to see. And if I may, John.
Sure.
Takes a little too long in addressing the ball. Like maybe the fact that he was taking it seriously and trying to hit good shots enabled him to hit good shots. The pre-shot routine was bothersome.
I've been told that
at
more than once.
Yes. At Topgolf.
At Topgolf.
He was doing a pre-shot routine.
Very strange, too, because based on his pre-shot routine, you thought, well, he's going to hit this sideways. And I was worried for the kids in the bay next to us. Like, they're in danger based on what I just saw him do to prepare to hit the golf ball. But when he did, people would stop and watch. And there was even a...
So you were playing for accuracy, not length. John, not very long off the tee.
No, but that's not the game that we were playing.
Yeah.
We were playing almost exclusively the closest to the hole competition. And Ryan Beaton, who, and I'm not just saying this because he's on his way to Kissimmee and can't hear me, for the most part stinks. But he had his shining moment. He had his game of glory.
He stared Hardy down on the last couple of holes and beat him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Hardy not happy about that.
Oh, I thought you
way.
said he was going to get a hole-in-one. I was going to get. I wonder if you get anything in Topgolf for a hole-in-one.
I don't think so. But Wallach was winning the first game handily, and then it was Forsberg, and then Ryan and I were battling it out for last place. And I said out loud, if I lose to Beaton, I am going to kill myself. Because this is something I do take seriously. Now, I don't take Topgolf seriously, but even just screwing around, I should be able to have it not be a competition. So that would have been bad had that happened. But then Beaton ended up beating us all in another game. Yep. Like he brought it.
I thought he was really good at golf.
That's
Kevin
Majori.
Oh, well. They're twins, so you can understand why
they're both very quiet people.
Very quiet, slight young men.
130-pound golfers.
Yeah. Because the glory for Kevin Majori, who is he a full-time guy now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the assistant to Jimmy. He sits where
keep him in his
Ryan sits.
So his moment of glory is the day of the Sports Hub golf tournament, because we never see him because he does afternoons, and people go, he's like really good at golf. That's the one. And everyone points at him and goes, he's really good at golf.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so, but he's really good at golf. And it's like, no, I can see that. I mean, you don't expect some huge burly guy necessarily. He's a pretty clean-cut kid. Seems like a golf kid. And it's not shocking to me. But I get him and Ryan confused. So Ryan's bad at golf.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the great thing about golf. Everybody stinks at it for the most part, but I did not expect him to end up winning one of those contests yesterday.
Right. How long were you guys out there for?
2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a substantial amount of time at Topgolf.
Mm-hmm. We had fun.
Did you take – well, I don't doubt that, John. No one was doubting that. Don't get defensive. Do you
John got hammered.
Yeah, I figured.
Singapore slings. He was ordered like off the menu stuff, and it's like, I want a mint julep. And it's like, oh, we don't make it.
Yeah, he. I heard that you guys were having to order drinks, so they would just keep serving them. He had reached. They were like, no human can consume this kind of alcohol, and then to drive home, John, all the way to Natick from Canton. How dare you? But so 2 hours. My goodness. Well, I'm glad that you had fun. Is Forsberg good at golf?
We're all like the same. Yeah, he's fine.
Because he's certainly into it.
Yeah, he's fine.
Because I have a friend who tried to get good at golf last year, and he got good at golf. And like now he went like all in, and he got like a trainer and stuff, but not a golf coach and a trainer.
Oh, like a gym trainer specific to golf?
Yes, and I told you it was so annoying. I'd see him at the gym. It's a big gym, like a crowded big gym, and he would, people would be on cardio machines or they'd be lifting weights, and he would have this pole, and he would be rotating his torso, and you'd be like, "Is this worth it to be the guy and the one guy standing in this one area rotating your torso?"
And not only that, like for 10 more yards off the tee, if your swing is on point that day, like it's not going to revolutionize. You're not going to be twice as long. You're going to get 10 more yards.
Right. And so I hit the ball further off the tee than he does, but he just got like, first of all, he got like super good at putting, and then the rotation of his torso like allowed for more accuracy or something like that.
Okay.
So he is but he got good. He started shooting relatively good. He started shooting in like the low 80s. And he was like me. He was like shooting like 100, and then like in one off season, he went from that to like the low 80s where he would break 80 on occasion. But so that's like the thing with like Forsberg is the amount he plays. If you're not shooting the 70s sometimes, you got to be a little frustrated. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. But it was good. A little chilly when we first got there, and which was nice because we were in a bay that the heaters weren't working on the second floor. They said, "We got a new one for you." Where is it? Up top. And you go up to the third floor.
All the way down the other end.
Yeah, which was even windier. But then, like, the wind magically died, and it ended up being a magical day, except for Wallach winning.
I can understand why the trip from one bay to the other would be hard, considering you guys brought your own clubs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, and someone else, actually, it was a buddy of mine who was goofing on us for not only having our own clubs there, but having the putters. What are you supposed to do? Like remove clubs from your bag? If you want to take your own clubs to Topgolf, you just grab your clubs and bring them up there. Now, whether you think that is an okay thing to do or not is debatable. But I'm not about to start swapping clubs in and out of there. To me, that's more of a hardo move.
Yeah, that's more of a hardo move. That's like, if having your clubs, you have your clubs. Like the bag.
Yes.
There's now the evolution would be if you brought like two clubs. That's one thing. So, but then
if you're Topgolf specific clubs.
Sure. But if you brought a bag, why would you take the putter out of it?
Yeah.
Like, why would you bother taking stuff out of it? That's even more of a hassle than taking your own clubs.
Well, did you see the photo that I posted of all the putter covers?
Did.
Now, do you want me to reveal whose was whose?
Let me take a look, and I can see very quickly.
So if you go on on my Instagram at Hardy985 or Toucher and Hardy, you'll see 4 putters, sticking out of the bag, and 3 of them have covers. One does not.
I took a look at some of the comments this morning. Listeners got it wrong.
I don't think anybody got it right.
Yeah.
So there's a Dunlop putter with no cover. There's a Bazooka Joe cover, which I know who that belongs to. There's a 26 with a skull, and I never pull out. I can tell you the Bazooka Joe is John.
Yes.
Because I played golf with him. The 25 with the skull is you, Hardy.
Yeah.
I never pull out is Forsberg, and then the one with no cover is Beaton.
Well done.
Fred's the only one. Now, you have a bit of an unfair advantage because you played with John.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you played with me, too, but whatever. John's putter cover is very noticeable.
You would never have I never pull out cover on your club.
Thank you. You want to know why? Disrespectful
and I don't
to the game.
And you would never have a Bazooka Joe cover. So even if I didn't know that John has the Bazooka Joe cover, it would have been the process of an elimination between Ryan and John. Now, I might have struggled with that. So that is an advantage. But I knew that Ryan, and there is a 1% chance that Ryan had that I never pull out head cover.
That would have been great.
Because I don't really know. I really don't know him. John would never have that. That's like a fun little Forsberg thing. That's like a novelty item. But yes, I could do.
Yeah, and Forsberg's cover that says "I never pull out" has a flag stick there, and that's what he never pulls the flag stick out unless he's playing golf with me. And then I'm like, "Hey, get the pin, dummy." Oh, you want your putt to bang off the stick there and not go in the hole? It's science.
Mm-hmm. But I
pull the pin.
I never. But he's saying I never pull out. But that's the brilliance of it, is that he could be talking about the pin, but then he could also be talking about sexually.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that part.
Yes,
of it.
yes, that he wants as many. He's a Nick Cannon type. He wants as many kids as possible. He's a big. He likes to have it. He doesn't like to remove himself sexually. You see, it's almost more respectful that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way God wanted it. All right. Well, yes, I'm very proud of myself for getting that right. Okay, when we come back, everything that happened yesterday in the world of sports, we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what is going on in the world of sports?
Excuse me, thank you. Did we have this wrong yesterday, Wallach, in terms of the scenarios for the U.S. to advance?
I was reading one thing yesterday morning, and then last night I read something completely different. As it turns out, it didn't matter, but yes.
So the U.S., who's managing the U.S. team?
Mark DeRosa.
Mark DeRosa.
Right. He was saying yesterday, and we were goofing on him, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. We said, oh, yeah, it does matter.
It's worse than that. So DeRosa said before, when he was talking about the game that they lost to Italy, that it didn't matter what they did there, and it did. But also the team partied after they beat Great Britain or whatever, and partied like late into the night because they had assumed that they had moved on to the next round, which is wrong for so many reasons. And also, why do now I really care about this. I really care about it. And I watch enough that I know the rules, and I watched a decent chunk of that Mexico-Italy game because I wanted Mexico to beat Italy by less than 4 runs so that they would or score less than 4 runs. Right. They had to score less than 4 runs. So the United States would get beat out. This United States team is the most, and I hate saying it, the most fraudulent team of all time. They have this whole facade of, the country, and then this nonsense that like somehow this is somehow related to the military or any of this crap. And what they really want, and it's incredibly obvious, is they want the kind of pop that the hockey teams got for being in the Olympics, which is preposterous. This is a week-long garbage exhibition tournament. No one cares to put that as some kind of patriotic feat. And now it's great because the manager can't even be bothered to learn the rules. It's just a reason to get together and celebrate and not be in spring training. It requires such little effort. It's like when a band goes, and then we played Live Aid and we made $200 billion for charity. Oh wow, yeah, that's why you did Live Aid. Is for the charitable aspect. It had nothing to do with you were in front of 2 billion people. Like it was what a selfless act. Like you didn't give $2 billion. You played a promotional concert that would pay you tenfold what you would normally make in publicity. And the U.S. team really bothers me. It's nonsense. This tournament is nonsense. And the idea that they're playing in some way for us, or let alone the military, I want them to lose badly. They're not going to lose to Canada. We've looked at the team, John.
No, they play, if and when they beat Canada, they'll play the winner of Korea and the Dominican on Sunday night.
And I have to imagine those teams are not bad.
Yeah, you take a step up in class, especially against the Dominican Republic.
I was going to say the Dominican team's got to be loaded.
That's the semifinals. Yeah.
Italy and Mexico were playing last night, and Italy started taking it to them early.
That ball's hit pretty well. Right field and deep. Duran back to the wall. He is there. Leaps. And it's gone. Pasquantino doesn't know it. It's 1-0 Italy.
Pasquantino with the home run.
He's a legit player. You were talking about some of these teams not having legit players. Pasquantino was a 3,100 guy for Kansas City last year. He's a legit power hitter. So,
do you know the rules? I was telling John about the rules.
No, we've already established there are some rules I didn't understand.
There's a 65 pitch limit for starters.
I thought you were talking about something with Milo.
No,
no. I was walking out of the room.
No. This is part of the tournament.
No, because the pitcher for Team Mexico was at 65 pitches during an at-bat, or he was at 58 pitches, and they were talking about if he could stay in for another batter, and you are allowed to go over 65 pitches if you're already facing someone.
You see that in the Little League World Series.
Well, there's also mandatory. It's 80 pitches in the quarterfinal and
yeah.
95 in the semis. The rest requirements, if you go over, it is like Little League.
It's exactly.
If you go
like
over
it,
50 pitches, you have to have 4 days rest. 30 to 49, 1 day's rest, and consecutive days, you have to have 1 day rest, regardless of pitch count. If you've pitched consecutive days,
I would think that these are rules that were implemented in much cooperation with Major League Baseball and the owners and the teams. They're like, look, it's fine, World Baseball Classic, but we got to have some safeguards in place.
Yes, because people, they're playing for the military, so they would obviously have to, you can't lose to Canada. Can't lose to Canada. Or else you're in big trouble.
Well, Pasquantino not done after that home run. He would hit another, and then...
That one, I'm not sure if he got it all. Let's see. It's deep. It is gone! He's hit 3!
Then he's going to have so much espresso in him, he may not go to sleep tonight. This will be his 3rd shot of espresso.
Because he's Italian.
Oh, that was funny.
I will give him credit, though. Post-game, he was asked about his 3 home run performance.
Because the 4th round, you're right, with Evan?
Vinny, Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in a World Series game, and he becomes known as Mr. October.
Mr. March?
Some might call you Mr. March.
No. And this is like the regular season of the tournament, too, so... it's just a good night. That's it. This will be forgotten very soon.
Well, yes.
He is very acutely aware of where he is.
But
yes.
I like that. It's like, a ball player with action, so not only some humility, but some basis in reality.
Yeah.
Nah, it was a good night, but no one's going to care. Let's see. Opening day. Once opening day Major League Baseball starts, everyone's going to forget about this.
I would imagine that the Italians didn't care at all, but now they are getting wind that the Italian baseball team, like people in Italy I'm talking about, like we're not even aware this was going on really. And then once they beat the United States, they went, oh, not enough to watch the game.
Right.
But enough to like have it be in the paper or be on the news. And maybe they will, if they got to the finals, you'd have to assume that people in Italy would maybe not watch it, but they'd prefer Italy win this thing.
Sure.
At this point, because, I mean, I just figured that Italy was going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Italy, very small country, I don't think anyone plays baseball there, and who thought they would be good. Now, the rules are very relaxed.
Oh, in terms of what constitutes an Italian player?
Yeah, I heard Jeff Passan talking about it. Now, there's a lot of pride, Jeff Passan says, from the Italian players, but you only have to be of Italian heritage. And that goes against the whole patriotic thing is so stupid. That goes against the whole patriotic thing, too, because these are citizens of the United States, born here, a lot of these guys. But they happen to have a vowel at the end of their name, so they're playing for Team Italy.
Yeah, I mean, the Olympic rules, doesn't one of your parents have to be born in the country that you end up playing for, or you have to hold, citizenship in that country? It's not just...
It is a little, I think it's a little more stringent.
Yeah,
yes.
Because you'll see, certain athletes, playing for other countries.
I don't know. Embiid got to play for Team USA.
Well, Embiid actually became a U.S. citizen. Before the games.
Okay, I was unaware of that.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's to the point where my son asked me yesterday, he's like, do you think I could pitch for Team Israel?
Why not?
And he said, do you think I'd have to go to Israel? And I said, I don't think there's any way. Because his mom's Jewish. He's like, maybe, I could pitch for Team Israel. That's enough.
Your son.
And he said, do you think you would have to go to Israel? No, he had seen the guy's pitch.
No, what I'm saying is your son throws harder than the majority of the Israeli pitchers at this point.
Yeah. So, but he was like, do I have to go to Israel? Do you think I'd have to go to Israel? And I'm like, I can't imagine they make you go to Israel just to play in the week-long World Baseball Classic.
You might have to be able to spell it first.
Yes, perhaps.
But, I mean, no. You don't have to point it out on a map. But you're going to have to be able to spell the country correctly. And, we need to meet your mom. That might be it. All right, so that means...
They could meet my wife's, my ex-wife's, their mom's mom, their bubby, because she donated an ambulance to Israel.
Oh,
and the way that it's done is very cost efficient. I've told you this before, is that they build the and really deck out the ambulance, and then they have a ceremony in Philadelphia with you in the ambulance, and then they ship the ambulance over to Israel.
They don't have ambulance builders like closer to. I'm not saying they have to have it, in Israel.
I'd imagine that there are much more cost-efficient ways to build an ambulance and get it to Israel than there is to build it in the United States, wherever that is.
How much did that cost? Do you know?
I'd 6 figures, because it's like this whole to-do. Like they put you in the B'nai Bris or whatever newspaper.
Yeah.
And
are you saying it's as much about the person donating the ambulance and getting recognition for it as it is getting the ambulance, in the place where it's needed?
I think that very shrewdly they figured out that if we make this a big deal, we're going to get a lot more ambulances. And whatever cost, restrictions there are, or I'm sorry, costs like hurdles there are, that they are more than made up with the amount of ambulances being donated.
What side of the road do they drive on over there? You got to take that into account when you're building that here.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's quite an industry, because if the Bubs could do it, I would imagine there's a lot of people with a lot more money. I mean, Kraft could build like 3 of them.
No. Anyway, I don't know who the Italians have next. Then, John, I know that we already talked about it. U.S. and Canada, they play tonight.
The Italians have Puerto Rico Saturday night.
And also Korea and Dominican Republic. As we said, the U.S. would take on the winner of those two if they were victorious over Canada.
Correct.
Tonight, so, but Korea and DR, they go first at 6:30. All right. We'll wait a moment, and then we'll talk about what was happening with the Ravens GM as he spoke kind of and explained things about Max Crosby a little bit, talked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of words.
We'll see what he had to say, and also some thoughts from around the league on Bam Adebayo's 83-point night two nights ago.
A very controversial day in sports 2 days ago between Bam and the whole situation with the Ravens. A lot of people speculating and getting worked up. The Ravens probably did lie yesterday, I'm guessing, when they said they wanted Hendrickson and Crosby. That seems like that is not true.
I don't think so.
We're investing $1 billion in the edge rush position. So we will have all that information for you in just a moment.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins play San Jose.
listen to Touch Your
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
We're Toucher and Hardy. Max Crosby was traded to Baltimore for 2 first-round picks. He's coming off a knee injury. Baltimore backed out of the trade. What's great about all of this is that Max Crosby won it off the Raiders because they didn't let him play because he was hurt. And now, a team has turned it down ostensibly because he's hurt. Not really. But did you guys know he made a 13-minute goodbye video to the Raiders?
No.
And now he's back on the Raiders.
Oh, man.
It's 13 minutes long. And he says, it's been 7 years being with the Raider Nation. Raider Nation has given me everything. My family, had a chance to get married, have the most beautiful daughter in the world, grow as a man, as a player, as a leader, as a human being. One thing I can say above all else is I gave y'all everything I got and have no regrets about that. He goes on and on and on. By the way, 7 years, his life. 7 years in a 13-minute, it's more than a minute a year. It's like the rules are like when you break up with someone, you get like a week for every year you were together or something like that.
Right.
You know what? That's funny because I lived in Vegas for 7 years, and my goodbye consisted of a 30-second break during my last show on X1075 Extreme Radio, and I played Tenacious D Tribute is my last song. That was it.
I had a goodbye,
Bye,
too.
Vegas.
I had a goodbye, too. And it was at Kegs and Eggs. It was where we did a live broadcast. It wasn't but it happened to be my last day. But it was very emotional because there were a lot of people there. There's probably like 1,000 people there.
And you also did a heavy promotion of FredToucher.com.
Yes,
that's right.
And we played a fake montage of the fake things that I had done while I was there.
Oh.
But he did a 13-minute goodbye.
Here,
and
I've got some of
It's
it.
Raider Nation for life, but right now it's Flock Nation, and I'm all in. I'm going to give y'all everything I have in my heart and soul, man, and it's going to be an incredible journey, and we got work to do, man, but I love you guys. I appreciate you. Every single fan, everyone tuning in, the love, the hate, the love, all that is welcome, man, and it's understandable, but it's time for this next chapter. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, a little self-important there. Little self-important.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, 13 minutes of goodbye, and now he's back with his bum knee. And apparently now they're never going to be able to get rid of him because now the talk is if you trade for him, even if it's for like very little, and you take on that contract, and he screws because I guess he's not been great for him the last 2 seasons, and that if you take him and he gets hurt again, that's your job. Because the owner's going to go, I'm paying you. You knew going in that he was hurt. And so, that's the deal. And apparently, Baltimore did not know Trey Hendrickson, who they traded for yesterday. Trey Hendrickson? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson, who they traded for yesterday, they did not know he would be available for the price he was available at. So after they had made the trade, when they had been talking to Hendrickson's people, then after they made the trade, they realized they could get him for, I guess it's $28 million a year. And they thought, oh, well, that's less than we thought. We're going to screw this up, like screw this deal, which is their want because the Raiders were idiots.
No, Fred. Eric DaCosta, the GM from the Ravens, said he wanted both players.
Yes.
We came to a point probably after we lost Tyler where Trey kind of made a lot of sense as a possible guy to look at, thinking that potentially we'd have 2 pass rushers on the defensive line on both sides of the line.
Yeah. See, that was the plan.
You're going to spend
Crosby
$100
and
million.
Hendricks.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, how much money are you guaranteeing to these 2 guys?
Yeah, and so that wasn't happening. But the thing is that for whatever reason, and it doesn't make a ton of sense, that the trades aren't official until the beginning of the league year or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
So you can agree to a trade and announce a trade, but it's not a trade.
Yeah.
So that's on the Raiders for going, I guess you don't have another, but they went nuts in free agency. But Breer, and I'm not even reading Breer, but Breer is quoted in this article, the Raiders can afford him. And even with Crosby on the roster, they still have a lot of cap space.
Oh.
But the Raiders look like idiots. Brady's a really bad manager. And I don't think Baltimore looks bad at all.
Brady
the only thing that Baltimore looks bad at it is like, all right, some explanation. Take some ownership of this. Like, what happened? What exactly happened? Why did you announce the trade, and all trades are pending a physical? But that's just, of course, you'll have the physical, and as long as he can stand up, we know everything going on with this guy. So Eric DaCosta, once again, the GM there in Baltimore, he is asked about it. Why didn't the trade go through?
We were really excited about potentially adding Max. We were not able to complete the process of acquiring the player based on our assessment of the situation.
That was it. That was the only explanation based on our assessment of the situation.
They got cold feet.
Yeah.
Right?
They had to make their mind up because the new year started yesterday afternoon. So they had to put the pedal to the metal. We're doing this or we're not doing this. And we have to decide now. So they decided, getting back to Brady, I mean, we see this a lot with very, very good players who go into management and aren't very good at it. I don't know, and let me ask the room, does it kind of
He's asking the room, Fred. Listen.
Does it taint their legacy? Does it taint his legacy by being a horrendous general manager?
No.
At all?
No, in the short term, it looks bad because he looks stupid, but no, not as a player. I mean, Larry Bird was a terrible coach. He wasn't. Larry Bird was fine. Yeah. Magic was a terrible coach.
Was terrible. And a terrible GM on top of that.
Yeah, and you could see why is that these guys, and then Jordan, when he owned the team, they were terrible too. Is that they just assume everyone has the same work ethic and talent that they do, and then it doesn't work out that way.
But, I mean, Brady's first hire as a head coach was Pete Carroll, who lasted 1 year. I mean, he's on his way to being not just bad, but historically bad. And we'll see if all these signings actually work for him, historically speaking. A massive amount of signings do not work. In 2 or 3 years?
I say it's fair also because I heard someone say this, well, he's only a minority owner, you can't put all this stuff on him. No. When he took, even whatever he's got, 5% stake in this team or 1%, whatever it is, the whole idea behind it was now you've got Tom Brady, one of the most brilliant minds to ever play the game, and you've got his assessment of players and coaches and his ability to woo guys there. And it's not about the percentage of the team that he owns. It's a much bigger presence than any other minority owner. And if that's how you're selling it to me beforehand and why it's such a brilliant move for Brady and the Raiders, well, now you gotta swallow the medicine now when people look at this and say, wow, what a screw up this was.
Well, I mean, there's a time
and
limit
all
on
the
this
screw ups.
There's a time limit on this too. The theory was we want to go be part of the Raiders organization because Brady is there. However, if he keeps screwing up, no one's going to want to go there because Tom Brady's there.
They have one great player. I mean, Bowers is okay, but Max Crosby was their great player, and he didn't want to be there. So who have they lured in? Who have they can't even keep their best player? No, they look terrible. And then they were going to have 2 first-round picks that lined up with Mendoza's prime, and now they got a 28-year-old guy that's apparently, with the amount of snaps he plays, is really like a 35-year-old guy. Because they're saying Trey Hendrickson at 31 is football younger than Crosby at 28 because I think Crosby's played like 2,000 more snaps or something ridiculous. It's really a situation. So, yes, if you do not want the Patriots trading for Max Crosby, I don't care if it's a second-round pick. If he gets hurt, listen, maybe you do want it. It's not your job. But if it was my job, I wouldn't do it.
Not when you're building a program.
I wouldn't do it because if he gets hurt, then I'm in big trouble. Because if I'm an owner...
The Ravens were smart enough to get out of this, and then you went ahead and did it anyway? How dumb are you?
Right. Knowing that he was a distressed asset, you went after him, and if he gets hurt, if I'm an owner, even though I'm a billionaire, I'm pretty pissed off I'm paying this guy this much. Yes, it's true. Crosby has over 1,000, almost 2,000 more defensive snaps than Hendrickson.
Wow. I want to get to one more thing here as people are celebrating Bam Adebayo's 83 points the other night, second most in NBA history. And the free throws, it doesn't matter. Giannis saying it doesn't matter how you get it, you get it. Players and coaches around the league all impressed, with the exception of a few, like former Celtics coach Ime Udoka.
I don't know if you saw that Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, not because of him, but because of the way he plays, And I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the Washington Wizards.
So number one, you're playing the Wizards. Number two, I was impressed because Bam's not that good. That's essentially what he's saying. Like, Bam, I know the player. How did he score 83 points? Yeah. Oh, all the free throws. Oh, they're playing the Wizards. Yeah, that's what I think of his 83 points.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo's career high before 2 nights ago was 41. And all of a sudden, he gets 83. Yeah. I think he had 30 in the first quarter, and then that gives the idea, okay, we got a chance to do something and actually make a February/March game interesting. We have 20 more of these. We're probably going to make the playoffs. We're at home. Let's try and make this fun.
That is funny that he more than doubled his career high.
Correct.
And it's not like it's his second year in the league.
Yeah, 43 attempts from the field, 43 free throws. You should get 80 if you have that kind of volume.
Yeah. And they probably figured, let's just see how many you can get. Real quick, just this guy called into Mad Dog to bitch about Jaylen Brown getting kicked out of the game in San Antonio. And the guy said, think of the ticket holders who, came to see Jaylen Brown, and Mad Dog just went, are you out of your mind? You think someone paid to go see Jaylen Brown? No, they're there to see Wembanyama. They are not there to see Jaylen Brown. No one buys a ticket to see Jaylen Brown.
In Boston, you can make that argument. In San Antonio?
No, you could. They might have bought the tickets to see the Celtics.
Yeah,
but they did not buy the tickets to see Jaylen Brown, and that is the rub with Jaylen Brown. He wants to be someone that you buy tickets for, but that is not the case with him. He's not that big a star, unfortunately, and it's not anything to do with his ability.
He's got the entourage, as Hardy and I saw on Media Day.
He's very wealthy.
Got
There's
the
no
entourage.
doubt about that. He's just not as big a star.
I think that's the team as much as it is him. The team decided, here's the story for this year, and the team put a bunch of people around him and said, we're going to walk around, document everything.
I don't know. He had music career and a video and everything else that he spent a ton of money on. So I think he really wants to be famous. He's not. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Dare you?
Oh, yeah, well, it's my call.
Yeah.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins will try for a 14th straight home win tonight when they host San Jose at TD Garden. Ryan Johnson and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics, meanwhile, will take on Oklahoma City out in Oklahoma City. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 9 and the tip-off at 9:30 over on 105.7 WROR. Jason Tatum is questionable with what's been termed Achilles reconditioning. Derek White is questionable with a right knee contusion. Patriots signed Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard yesterday to a one-year, $9 million contract. He led the NFL in interceptions last year while playing with Chicago. Also, the Patriots yesterday signed tight end Julian Hill and safety Mike Brown. And Pats free agent safety Jalen Hawkins has signed a 2-year contract with Baltimore. Red Sox had yesterday off. They play Minnesota in Fort Myers, Florida today. And at the World Baseball Classic last night, Italy beat Mexico 9-1 to win their group. The U.S. did advance, though, on tiebreakers to the quarterfinals. Their next game is tomorrow night in Houston against Canada. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning. 24-hour on-call service for your clogged drain emergencies. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Deep three, violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
We had one song. By the way, no one knows the password to Vox Pro. It would be nice if Ryan or Nick left the password before they left.
That's on me. I should have.
That's not necessarily on you. I mean, if they know they sign in every day. I mean, it could be on me, but I just come in and the computer's been signed in. I mean, there's no. I know. I tried the password that works on this computer,
but it didn't work. Okay. Well, we got a word out to Nick.
Ask Ryan too.
Okay.
Text Ryan because Ryan might be awake because I'm going to need this Vox.
Yeah,
Pro.
he's not gone yet.
Is there an engineer here?
There should be.
Because maybe the engineer could come in and figure it out.
I'll shoot a text to Ryan real quick.
One of you guys go get the engineer, please.
Yeah. Can you, George, you run down and see if...
Well, George is too busy talking to the YouTube people.
Oh.
I had a friend who couldn't sleep last night. They got up and took a shot of the screen, and it's just George saying hello to people.
Oh.
Even they were annoyed. They were like, look at how annoying George is. And I went, yeah. Like it's bothersome, but I didn't want to trouble him with it. So I left him alone and saved it for now. All right, so listen. 311 is March 11th is obviously 311. And 311 is a band that Be Real, our old producer, loves.
Chill.
And are from Omaha, Nebraska. They rap and sing in patois. It's a lot of fun. And what are we playing, Adam?
Well, we brainstormed this, and we thought it might be fun to quiz you all on some...
It was a big brainstorm session.
Yeah, we sat around for hours.
Forever.
You should have seen that conference room we were done. Just ashtrays just filled.
Yeah.
Tipped over Chinese
everywhere.
takeout. Oh, no. Crumpled up paper.
It was like when George and Jerry were trying to figure out how to get him to get the roommate and not the girl he was dating.
Oh.
And then
George
she was
finally
into
leaves.
it.
Yeah, he leaves.
Well, the funniest part of it is that they play the music and they have the overhead shot of them, like, writing things down and ripping up paper, and then the check comes and George hands it to Jerry.
Right. But when he leaves the room and then comes back, like, perfect 3 beats. I've got it!
Right. You suggest a threesome.
That's right.
But she's into it. I can't be a threesome guy.
Because then I'd have to be
I'd have to
an
wear a
orgy
kimono.
guy.
I'd have to be an orgy guy. I'd have to wear a kimono.
Right.
I'd have to get a new stereo. I'd have to get orgy lighting.
That's right.
That whole thing bothered me because there's literally not a human being alive that would have said no to that. Not a man.
No.
No. Now, you might have been trepidatious going in because of the intense pressure to perform for 2 women, but I think that your lust would overcome that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I would, and I can almost guarantee that I would, fall short of actually performing in that.
I think you could surprise yourself, Hardy.
You think so? You think I would still have it in me?
There's a time where even your brain can't get in the way.
All right.
There's a point even for me.
You know
There's
what?
a point your brain can't get in the way, and you are so moved at a cellular level that it's almost like a Zen state.
If you think I could pull it off, I'm going to look into it. I got a birthday coming up. Can
That's
ask
the
for
fantasy.
That. Can
is
ask for
asking-
that.
Yeah. But the thing is that like there's when there's couples that will bring like in porn that bring in a third woman, it's still like, well, it's your wife. You know, like does that really like It's like it's basically I'm just having sex with Anthony Cumia writes about it in his book. It's like
is he also divorced?
Yes.
Okay, just once again,
so
your commentary is spot on. Yes.
So he writes in his book that he was married. He does not like his ex-wife, and he was married to this woman, and they started bringing this other woman in to the relationship. And he said that it was like from here to eternity with the other woman. While his wife he was just like, get away from me. So it was basically he was just having sex with another woman while his wife sat there. Like he didn't want her like involved.
Is there
at all.
a female term for a female cuck?
Well, no, she like wanted to be in on it. Just Anthony didn't want her in on it. Like that's the point. Is that he would be like passionately kissing this other woman, and like he'd be like, when his wife like would just start chiming in.
Oh, it's a female cuckold is called a cuck queen.
Oh, well, at least they're queens. Sounds better. Did we find an engineer?
Yes, and he told us that Nick would have the password.
Great.
I love Steve.
Got word out to Nick.
Great.
Got word out to Ryan. Really though, I should have this information. It's good to have redundancy, but apparently we need to have double redundancy in a case.
Well,
like
it would be
this.
triple redundancy.
Triple redundant. Well, no, one,
1, 2, 3.
But it's not redundant until you get to number 2. You see what I'm saying?
Is it?
Was it necessary to do that to correct me? All right. So what is the game, Adam?
Well, we've played a lot of rap-based games on this show.
Yeah, we do.
Including Crapper's Delight, which is a favorite of the audience.
This was submitted on our Marconi reel.
Yeah.
Because it sounds exactly like the song.
So we're going to kind of go back to this a little bit.
The farts are exactly like Rapper's Delight.
Play that again. I mean,
we'll play it at the outro. We have a series
Might be the highlight of the bit.
of songs, probably.
Mike?
that
Again, this came out of a big sesh.
rock songs that feature a rapper. The thing being that it's got to be like a rock or an alternative rock song that features a rapper. It's not a rap-rock collaboration.
Right.
We're talking about the Judgment Night soundtrack.
Okay,
here.
we got it.
This isn't a Linkin Park situation.
No.
This is like a rock
band
band
that-
featuring an actual MC.
Yes,
Almost
coming in.
exclusively plays music, rock music, but on occasion they employed a rapper.
This
Yes.
was one that I didn't even.
Alcohol and cigarettes.
Oh, that's a fun song.
But they sent the song obviously to KRS-One, and he did not listen to it at all. And he just went syntax, sin. And then so he goes, now that you murder and spread lies too, on God we trust on the dollar bill. And to my impression, because the chorus is, now we don't approve of this, so it will cost $1 more. Nothing so important. Whatever. It doesn't fit. And KRS-One, for as much attention as he gets and as respect he gets, I am not a fan of his rapping.
So they just used it anyway, even though his rap had nothing to do with the rest of the song.
I could be off. It's been a while since I've analyzed that song. I haven't listened to that song probably since I was in my early 20s, to be honest, but it just came to me in that meeting.
I'd never heard it before. I was
Because
quite impressed.
KRS-One guests on a lot of stuff, and it's never good. It's never good.
What do you mean?
Hey, I can't find nothing on the radio. Yo, turn to that station.
What's this one, Hardy?
Check it out. What are you saying? What are you playing? Who are you obeying?
Day after day in, baby. That stuff that's driving me crazy. DJs communicate to the masses. Sex symbolic classes. All our children grow up prisoners. All their lives, radio listeners.
That is KRS-One again on track 1 of the REM album Out of Time radio song.
God. Leading off the album with that is a strong choice.
Like, can't wait for the new REM album. And I think that was the first one after Document.
Guess what we found? Black fella. You'll be slapping that bass, Mr. Mills.
And, I mean, Document is a fantastic album. They've already announced the Michael Shannon and company. They're going to be touring next year for the 40th anniversary of Document.
Coming back.
Well, so that, this year was the 40th anniversary of Life's Rich Pageant. They said, all right, what do you think if we come back next year for Document? I'm like, I'm all in on that. Let's do it. But you had to wait 4 years for a new REM album. I remember I was in college and I got it, put it in, press play. Then we got Shiny Happy People on the same album.
I like that they do slap the bass, though. He's slapping the bass to let people know we're going to get a little urban in this place.
Well, Mike Mills can play a variety of styles.
Yeah,
right?
he's just like, but they're like, we got an urban fella in here.
Yeah.
Boom, bop, boom, boom, bow.
Rest of the song is fine. It really is, but that.
It's got a nice hook to it.
I never cared for his voice, either one of them, Michael Stipe or KRS-One.
Fred.
Michael Stipe does not have a traditionally good voice. You have to admit.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does. He has great intonation. He's got good pipes. He's a baritone, which is a nice register to sing in. He's a very good vocalist, Fred. You're wrong, sir.
Well, as I flipped around the radio recently, I've been confronted with a lot of Eddie Vedder, and 2 hours of Eddie Vedder, which I've heard 1 second. But I did realize that I don't like Pearl Jam at all. And the reason I don't like Pearl Jam is simple. I can't stand Eddie Vedder's voice. How about that? And if you think about it, the other Seattle bands were 1,000 times better than Pearl Jam. Soundgarden's Chris Cornell's like a miraculously good singer.
Yeah.
The combination of Lane Staley and
Jerry
Cantrell from Alice in Chains. I mean, look no further than the Unplugged when they sing Wood. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, those two bands, to me, are 1,000 times better. And I'm not like a huge fan of either of those bands. I've never bought one of their albums, but I do enjoy those bands if they're on. I cannot stand Pearl Jam. And it's not their music. Their music doesn't offend me at all or bother me. It's Eddie Vedder.
If there's one thing I don't like about Pearl Jam is there is nothing offensive about them. It really doesn't test your sensibilities in any way. I'm not saying it's bad. There's nothing. Dangerous is the wrong word, but there's not too much unconventional about any of it.
There's not any edge.
Well, that's
to
why
it.
Hunger Strike is
Hardy.
That's why Hunger Strike is so funny. Is because it's Cornell going way too far, and then Eddie Vedder doing all he can, which is. Like that's isn't that annoying? Does anyone else think that's annoying?
Yeah, it's a little annoying. And also, 12, does he do like a forced vibrato when he's singing Eddie Vedder? It's like I'll hear it sometimes when he'll sing a note, but instead of just singing it like Michael Stipe would, or Chris Cornell, who's got this beautiful natural timbre to his voice, Eddie sounds like he's going.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit of that
braying.
goat bleeding. Yeah.
He's braying.
Yes, like a donkey.
Yeah. He's a brayer.
Yeah.
Very good. I just wanted to, because I know they're a really popular band. I can't stand his voice. I never have.
Don't tell Michael Felger.
Well, one of my best friends was a huge Pearl Jam fan when that album came out, and he would play it over and over again. I'd just be like, I can't stand this, Dave. Stop playing it. All right, go ahead.
Okay. You got the first couple because, well, you came up with the first couple. I found this one.
I'm waking out, flipping out. Hearts is what I'm ripping out. I'm slipping out. I'm dipping out.
Oh, I know this.
Oh, this is
The Transplants.
That's right.
Okay.
The name of the song?
Oh, no.
Whoa. It's called Diamonds and Guns.
Is that Exhibit?
No, it's Son Doobie from Funk Dubious. He is the rapper who's joining, which is actually, the Transplants thing is funny because a couple guys from Rancid, and they almost do like a little bit of rapping in the song too. I'd forgotten how not good that was. Song's got a nice little, beat to it and such, but.
It was an odd project.
Yes.
I guess it was like a roadie of theirs. It was the rap guy in it. And he very chip on his shoulder. The guy from the transplants. You meet him, he had a real chip on his shoulder because I think he kind of had an imposter syndrome happening. All right, go ahead. But they're supposed to be cool, and you put the two together in a song called Cool Thing, and it ends up being preposterously, almost comically horrible.
It's just a mess.
Word up. And that's Word Up, and that ain't 81. That's Word Up in like late 80s.
Yeah.
Or maybe even the 90s.
90s.
Like we are well past Word Up magazine. Word Up magazine is that's Alfonso Ribeiro still a kid when that came out. That is
June 1990.
Yeah,
Okay.
not good.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I saw that on because everyone pretended to like Sonic Youth, who are terrible. But I love Public Enemy, and I remember going, "Oh, Chuck D in this band is supposed to be so cool." And then they played the video on MTV, and it's Chuck D, and you're going, "What are you doing?" He made it up when he did Anthrax, though.
Yes, actually had that pulled too.
I loved that so much when I was a kid. That Anthrax thing with Public
Bring the
Enemy.
Noise.
Oh, Bring the Noise.
Because it made me think I could be friends with him too.
Give you a little bit of that here. You know it already.
It made me feel like I could be friends with Chuck D.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
That little like.
That's the version they put on Apocalypse 91, The Enemy Strikes Black.
Yes.
That version is on that album.
That's right. All right, I'll give you guys one more.
They call me Big John Stud, my middle name Dirty Water.
Well, that's Method Man.
It is. Party, you played this on Extra. The artist is who he's
No,
guesting with?
it's not Korn, is it?
No, you're in the right genre though, and you're in the right era.
It's not Limp Bizkit.
It is Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
And
we
Together
did
Now,
play that.
featuring
Yes.
Method Man.
We might have played that too, but we
played
didn't play it
that.
in the mornings, and I probably on the mornings. by
Ooh,
that
Day
point.
Parted. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Day Parted.
absolutely.
You
Did
saved
you-
the rock rap for night.
Did you play the rock remix of All About the Benjamins?
No.
With Dave Grohl and Rob Zombie on it?
Played that on.
Oh, maybe.
yeah.
We played the Rage Against the Machine version of B.O.B., and the only reason I remember we did is Dave Grohl came into studio, and he wanted to, it was really, I just got into 99X, and he was in studio, and another DJ was with him, and he was like, I need to get all these albums because this is what I want to play. And one of them is he wanted to play B.O.B. by Outkast, and I'm like, well, we have the Rage Against the Machine version. And he was like, no, I don't want that. And I remember being humiliated for even suggesting it.
Right. The Rage Against the Machine and Snoop Dogg song Bounce.
Yeah.
Now that's
a great
legit.
song. Yeah.
And it never got a major release. It was on a Music for Our Mother Ocean compilation because the record labels couldn't decide who would get to release it on their label, so it only made it onto this charity CD. But that's still a good song.
You know, it's Mother Ocean.
Right.
Mother Ocean.
Oh, no.
Thanks, 12.
Farts are natural. Everyone does them. You know why they call it Mother Ocean is because the ocean holds all the life inside of itself. And then
All right, I heard all
gives
the
birth
parts. I can
to
take
the
my
wave.
headphones off and leave so I don't have to listen to Fred do this bit.
Gives birth to a wave. Here comes the wave. It's like the afterbirth. It's kaboosh. And then it goes kaboosh. Out of the womb. Oh, look at there's the placenta. It's beautiful. All right, I've driven Hardy out of the room.
He literally left the room.
He's completely gone.
Yeah, he legitimately
There he goes.
hates it.
He's going down the hall.
It's great. It's like his kryptonite. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
Fred describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues.
It's computer that I need. And Adam, you got Nick on the phone, but the two of you couldn't figure out how to get in this computer?
He gave me a password, and the password did not work. And then he gave me another password, and that password did not work. And I double-checked the username with him. And now we've put in the password so many times that the computer is locked.
Well, it's not locked anymore.
Okay, that's good.
So he doesn't know how to get into the computer?
The passwords that he was giving me were not working. So what I'm going, if you're saying it's unlocked right now, then let me write them down for Ryan and have him come and punch them in.
Yeah, I mean, we got to have a little bit of urgency. I understand it's laid back, but there has to be a slight bit of urgency. Everyone's very casual, but you can't be casual when there's minutes to spare. We are doing a show. And I get it. I don't know the password either. But there has to be a little bit of urgency. Like he should have been here right now doing it. We do have a show to do.
Yeah.
And when the guy who puts the password in 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, gives you the password, he should know the password, regardless if you woke him up or not. I mean, it's a lot of slowness, walking slow, no urgency. And then what's not realized is then you're kind of twisting in the wind.
It's so we don't miss Nick. If everyone were scrambling around and efficient.
All part of his grand scheme.
Yeah. There just has to be, then you're sitting here with the mics on and you don't have what you needed, and then you're in a bit of a pinch. We'll see if that worked.
Hardy has the audio for this segment. He can play this audio.
It's locked. Okay, so it is still locked. Can we get Steve
Ryan,
then?
Ryan, will you go? Actually, Nick, go and get Steve and get him to unlock
yes,
computer.
that would be next. George! God! George! I hate it. I hate it. George, that's right. Run.
That was a moment right there.
It's the one thing that still gets me. It's the one thing that still gets me. Is that
switch got flipped.
Go get him, and then George slowly looks around and takes his headphones off slowly.
It's good to know you still have that in you. It's good to know that, when we first started the show, that would happen a lot, and then you've smoothed out with time. But there are certain things that still get to you where it's a throwback, and that was one of those times right there.
Because I put myself in the position of the other person. If you just don't know what to do, you don't know what to do. That's fine.
Right.
So, I'm not pissed about the password thing because I know, what are you going to do? But the thing is that when you're talking about something for 2 minutes about how it's a pain in the ass, and then you ask someone to do something, and then they move with no urgency.
Yes.
And I've just said the word urgency 10 times. That's it. Nick. That's like when I yelled at Nick.
Get her out of there.
It's because it's just such an easy request.
Yeah.
But you just say, and then
get her out of there. That was what we just had 90 seconds ago. We were right there.
I caught myself, but I mean, Jesus.
No, Nick.
I just said urgency 15 times. He's listening to the show. I explained why it's urgent, and then he just was. It's really unbelievable. People are really unbelievable.
I can see her.
Not Adam and Nick not being able to get the password is confusing on Nick's end, but whatever. It is what it is. No one can control that. It just happened, and no one can control that it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no one thought to get the engineer, and no one thought to figure it out, and there was no urgency, which was slightly annoying.
Steve's in the building. He'll be here any minute.
But then to not just grab Steve and get him and figure out what's going on, and then fine. So no one got Steve to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So then I said, all right, someone get Steve. And then Adam says, George, go get Steve. And then George takes his sweet time.
I just hollered out I saw George and Steve in the hallway, and I just hollered down to Steve, and I said, we need this computer unlocked as soon as possible. Call whoever you need to call to get it done.
Now, as much as I would like to say, Fred, you should be able to log on to the computer that you use every day. I use this one every day. I don't know how to log on to it. It's just on.
Well, yeah.
And when it's not on, I have to ask Ryan or Nick or.
Well, the
somebody
thing,
come in
yeah,
and
the
do
thing
it.
is, I'm not the one who logs into the computer. It's not because I've delegated that to someone else. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Nick comes in and he logs into the computer.
Believe me, I would like to say, now, Fred, you should be able to log on to your own computer, but that's not the situation.
Well, I mean, and Adam's blaming himself, and I don't blame Adam. Like, I don't blame anyone. I think it would have been nice if Nick or Ryan
Nick
would have left the password, but I can understand them not doing it because they just didn't think of it. But that's from before. That's not from today. No, the only thing that still gets me is when you've set something up as being something that needs to get done, and it's just a matter of physical movement. There's nothing mental about it.
Right.
Like, I can excuse any mental excuse. That's fine. It's all you have to do is get up quickly. That's all. I've just said that it's very urgent, and then it's just this. That's what Nick was doing when Sarah from Everett was in here.
I can't help that. You can see her.
Yes, you can see. That's insane. I'm sitting in a still. It still bothers me. So what happened is Sarah from Everett came in for a segment.
Yes,
and
which was great.
And it was good. And I didn't want to see what she looked like because I wanted her to come in. I didn't hear what he said. What he said, you covered your mouth.
I covered it. I just remember her sitting with the turtleneck over her face.
I thought he said something. That was so outlandish, you covered your mouth.
No.
Yeah.
Do you really think I'd react that way? Like
I didn't know.
85-year-old grandmother.
I didn't hear what he said. And then you looked. I don't know what happened. No. So anyway, Nick brings Sarah from, but I don't want to see her before she comes on the air because she had been calling in and emailing every day, and it was like a bit of a mystery. So I'm seated still in this chair that you can see me on YouTube, and there's two windows in a whole building, not to mention all of outside the world. but just I mean, there's infinite ways to get her out of my eyesight.
There's so many other places to go on Earth.
Right.
You would not be able to see her.
Right. Like in his, there's nothing I can do that you can't see her is hysterical.
I can't help that. You can see her.
No, that's exact. I can't help that I can see her.
He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
But I can't close my eyes, Nick, or blindfold myself.
No.
I'm currently on the air. That's what I think that people that aren't on the air don't understand is that it's look, we do this a lot, and it's a very casual situation, and I get it, and you can't flip out about everything. But there is like still, even at 51, there's a live element to it when something's supposed to happen and you turn mics on because they inevitably have to come on and the thing's not happening. That's like, even as long as you do it, there is a sense of like, oh no, now I got to fill the time.
The issue really blows up, though, too, Fred, when you take it out of the specific issue at hand and start bringing up other things.
With your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Yes. That had nothing to do with you being able to see Sarah from Everett. Yet you brought it into the fold in that moment, and that's wrong.
Start lashing out. That's
wrong.
That's not correct.
You shouldn't have done that.
Then he just kept throwing gasoline on it.
Here we go. Help is here.
All right, very good. And then hello, my friend. Steve.
Steve
How about
can't
some
hear me,
greenery
but
for the
just-
scenery?
You can let Steve know that a password reset will probably be.
You're gonna have to reset the password.
We think resetting the password would be good. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. What's going? I don't know what's going on.
Do you
so
know
I
the
can't tell.
password?
Just if whatever Fred's password is, he could put it in, or I could change it to whatever.
Can you just change it?
Change it would be good.
Change it to anything you want.
How about
yes.
pee poo poo 1 2 3 4 with a capital P?
Sure. Yeah, that's good for me.
So where's he going?
He's got to go change.
Oh, there. He can't do it there.
No.
Okay.
Don't make it that long. He's really going to put pee poo poo 1 2 3 4.
Well, then anyone can come in here and log on.
Well, yeah. Then
That's
anyone
right.
could get into my Vox Pro, and that would be horrible.
Oh, no.
Not to mention, why is there a password on this computer that no one in a million years could ever figure out?
This is an interesting exercise too, Fred, because you do not have to log on to many computers like the rest of us do. It is astounding the levels of logging in, getting texts, putting in the codes, all of that we have to go through just to get onto these devices that we're supposed to be using to do our jobs every day. It's really remarkable.
Well, they're very convinced someone's going to steal information from the station.
Dozens of company nodules to move through. online.
Right, which is kind of humorous that the world is out to get bees in the
I
media.
worked for the Boston Globe, and we had some security in place. Nothing close to what we have to go through here, which, again, makes me think, why are there so many hurdles to jump over?
Yeah, to add it to another thing, Hardy, not only do I not know the password, but it's not like I told them to lock the computer.
Correct.
I didn't say, hey...
Make sure this thing is all buttoned up when I leave here.
Right, this isn't like something... I'll tell you this, I leave people alone when I leave. I don't ask anyone to do anything. That's very fair. I never talk to management about anything. All right. Very good. We will do the thing that we were about to do. I don't really even need the Vox Pro for it, but I do need the Vox Pro for 8 o'clock. That I do need. Because I need to play the Suicide is Painless Wallach song, which has become a huge hit. That is a big leader right now in our contest. But speaking of contests, hello. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. Will score a pair of tickets to see Bill Burr for the first ever comedy event at Centerville Bank Stadium, home of Rhode Island FC. Don't miss Bill Burr live June 12th at Centerville Bank Stadium. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. We'll be right back. The Patriots.
George!
I stopped myself.
You put on the brakes real quick. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You were headed toward a Nick
growth.
meltdown, and then you just stopped.
he got moving.
Yeah.
But George is a bit of a quagmire too, because I can't figure him out, which is frustrating. So
you're a little uneven. all day when he's here. That's true.
Yeah. He keeps you on your toes. He's
You're
mumbling to
never really
himself and everything
quite
else.
Sure, what's happening?
Yeah, George, that's right. Run. Yes, run. He didn't even have
Dance
to
the drink over here, Spider.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what it was. It was me being a big bully. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential.
never changed. It's never changed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
All right. Do you ever watch body cam police videos on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so do I. So I was out to dinner with my kids last night and a friend. No, I was out to dinner with my kids, and I saw on the TVs, they had this cool body cam footage on the news. They had the news on the TVs. And what it turns out is it was this bar called, this basement bar of a restaurant called Estella on Temple Place, where police arrived before 2:30 a.m. after the AFC Championship game to a noise complaint. So when they walked into Estella on Temple Place, they saw that there was a whole situation happening. And so I finally got to hear the news. There was no sound, obviously, on these TVs. So when I got home, I looked at the news and listened to what I heard, a lot of info.
Well, Johnny and Ryan, we're seeing now for the first time what the police saw when they arrived at this downtown crossing club to answer a noise complaint. Police say it was in the wee hours of Tuesday morning, January 27th, when they arrived to find some New England Patriot players partying hard.
Oh, well, this is going to be great. Body cam footage of these guys going nuts. There's money all over the floor. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
After winning in Denver and punching their ticket to the Super Bowl. The music was loud, and you could see one of the two private security guards, officers say, momentarily blocked them from going down into the restaurant and lounge.
All right, well, it was a momentary blockage, so obviously that tells me that it was only for a moment, so we're going to get some body cam footage here. I mean, Lord knows the Sodom and Gomorrah that we're going to see.
I was told about this. I was excited to see it.
Oh, I swear to God, I was like, what's this body cam footage? I thought it was, I had no, spoiler alert, I had no idea based on the footage what it was. And then, I mean, you can imagine my anticipation.
Right.
We got a show to do the next day. Well, this is going to be great.
Right.
They're going to find all kinds of, just craziness.
Lewd,
it's like Caligula.
lascivious, yes.
Absolutely.
Once inside, police say they found about 30 people there, including several women who were nude or partially nude.
So here's what I was expecting. Remember the overhead shot in Wolf of Wall Street when they're going through his hotel suite during his bachelor party?
Yes.
And they're just naked bodies everywhere and just lines of coke laid out on the asses of various people, and he's just slapping bodies as he goes through. This is what I was expecting.
Right.
Remember that level? Blurred out, of course, but that's what I wanted to see.
You've been caught with your hand in the candy jar. I mean, and now they're talking about naked ladies and stuff. This is going to be exciting.
Responding officers say the restaurant smelled of tobacco and marijuana.
Two legal things. Oh, boy. By the way, they had hookah there. Not hookers, hookah.
Yes.
Like the dumb hookah crap. They were smoking tobacco from hookahs. Which they had ordered women, I understand. Alcohol, I understand. Weed, I understand. Why hookahs? That's like some perceived classy thing that's obvious. That's actually very not.
And you can see cash littering the floor, he says was apparently given to the exotic dancers.
Oh, you don't say. How'd you put that together?
The club owner says the Patriot players brought their own booze, DJs, hookah, and dancers. He said he tried to break up the party, but things got out of control, and he finds it embarrassing.
All right, but still, there's body cam footage, correct? Okay.
The club owner was brought before the Boston Licensing Board. Estrella's license was suspended for one night. Now, you can't tell any better in that video than any of the reports before which Patriot players are involved there.
And then why show it?
Seriously.
I got spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. There's nothing on the body cam footage.
No.
There's nothing. They don't even know what players were there. It's useless. They showed. Now, it worked once. This is the problem. It worked, and it made me go fish out what the body cam footage was of. And then when I heard Patriot players, I got very excited that I was going to see something. And then they can't even identify the effing players. The body cam footage is just a dark room. Like one lady with like a Trading Places hooker coat on, like fur.
Hookah or hooker?
Hooker.
Okay.
And
by the way, when Felger and Maz first did this story, Maz and Felger were taking turns reading about it. Every time, especially when Maz was reading the word hookah, he was purposely mispronouncing it a little bit, make it sound like hooker. It was very funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Well, it's certainly cooler than hookahs. But someone
What
might
a
read
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Carrying around a hookah.
Just smoke a cigarette.
Or just smoke a joint, smoke a crack pipe. I don't care, but to carry around all this paraphernalia, that's something I would do. Like, oh, they got some tools. They got some maintenance I need to do on this thing. Like, so stop it.
Yeah, you need like a van to like transport like one of those hookahs. It does look like in the Boston Globe when you say it, it does look like it's just Boston saying hookers. Hookahs. Strippers hookahs. Maybe that's why they put it in there, because who cares if there was hookahs? But yes, there's nothing.
But when the first person who told me about this was like, dude, you got to see this body guy. It just led me to believe this person's timeline is way tamer than mine.
Yes.
Because when I have body cam footage pop up, it will sometimes say, are you sure you want to see this footage? And I say, yes, please. I do. I don't care why it's blocked. Show it to me. I'll deal with the consequences in my own brain later.
Well, I just saw one where they were at an old folks' home responding to a complaint, and this old guy answers the door, and they like josh around with him, and then they finally get inside. He lets them inside, which is fascinating. And there's a dead lady and poo all over the place. And the dead lady had been there for a while, and they're like, they don't show the dead lady. They have the pixels over the dead lady, but they're discovering poo and trying to figure out what the poo's from. And they ask if there's any animals. There are no animals. No, there's just poo. There's no animals at all. It's just human poo. And then they kind of come to the conclusion it's human poo, and they're none too happy about that. In fact, one of the responding officers, the detectives are there at that point, and they go, you can handle the poo. Like, you take the poo. You're a detective. I'm leaving.
I don't get paid.
I already looked at the poo in the dead body. I'm certainly not investigating the poo.
Yeah. But I'm desensitized to all this stuff. I've seen way more of poo and people getting shot than I have kittens. And I blame my algorithm. It's just off the chain at this point.
Well, you just want to see boobies. I mean, if nothing else. But there was nothing. Nothing. It's just a dark room. So much for the big Patriots scandal. A big deal. They had a party. I mean, you expect Estella on Temple Place to be, a little more refined than that. I mean, we all know what we go to when we go to Estella on Temple Place. We know that it's going to be a fine dining event with hookahs. But it was not that evening. All right, we'll be right back. We have more Thuppet songs that we can play for you, and we'll do that in just a moment.
energy drinks.
Bruins will play San Jose at TD Garden tonight. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have a pregame at 6:30 and a face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins have won 13 in a row in their own building. Celtics wrap up their 3-game road trip in Oklahoma City tonight against the defending NBA champions. Grandy and Max have you at 9 over on 105.7 WROR. They'll follow with the tip-off at 9:30. Jason Tatum is questionable as he returns from his Achilles injury. Derek White is questionable with a knee contusion. Peyton Pritchard missed Monday night's loss at San Antonio, or Tuesday night's loss at San Antonio. He is expected to play tonight. Patriots yesterday signed free agent safety Kevin Byard to a 1-year contract. He was an All-Pro last season in Chicago. Patriots have also signed tight end Julian Hill and safety Mike Brown, and they've officially released Stephon Diggs this morning. Red Sox took yesterday off. They'll continue their preseason against Minnesota in Fort Myers today. And at the World Baseball Classic last night, Italy got 3 homers from Kansas City first baseman Vinny Pasquantino. They beat Mexico 9-1. As a result, the U.S. has reached the quarterfinals on tiebreakers. They play Canada tomorrow night in Houston. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Service Credit Union. They're teaming with Charlie McAvoy for 73 reasons to provide funding and health screens for first responders. Learn more at servicecu.org/73. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the game, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Individuals who seek acceptance, respite, and care.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
With the audience, we have a fun little thing happening. Hardy got here very early this morning, and I got to see a little bit of how he does the Thuppet videos. Now, there's going to be a new Thuppet video out this Monday. Mm-hmm. And what they are is Hardy had puppets made. Hardy and I, in a way, but Hardy basically is this is Hardy's show, which I think is brilliant. And he had these puppets made of Nick, Hardy, and I. And then John required no puppet to be made.
Well, it wasn't custom.
It wasn't custom. It was made by someone, but it wasn't for Wallach. It just happened to look just like him. And so so I saw him making a new video. So in honor of this thing that I'm very proud of, that I have a member of the show that's doing it, we want a theme for one of the individual Thuppets. Now, there's John, Hardy, myself, and Nick. Now, so far, John, they've been mostly focusing on you and I and being very cruel.
Yes.
And, of course, there
somehow constantly married. They constantly talk about the fact that we were divorced, as if that's going to cut us to the quick. You know, we haven't dealt with this in some way, shape, or form.
Someone's going to think of something that's going to really bother me, but I can't think of what it is.
I'm just saying
off the top of my head.
We've talked about just about everything.
We may have it today.
Okay.
Yeah, without question, the meanest one so far is in today's batch.
Very good. Okay.
Is that fair, 12?
I would say that's fair.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
So, so far, and by the way, if you have a song, 60 seconds or less, if we pick you as the winner, you'll get tickets to a Celtics home playoff game. And you can send those to adam12@bbgi.com.
That's right. 60 seconds or less, no AI. And I'm going to be going through for the people that submitted so far. We have the contest link is live. We'll
Yeah. That's fine. I don't care about any of that. All right. So here is the deal. So far, we have one that is a big hit, and it is, of course.
John's been married once before. Yeah, that one ended in divorce. Fred just laughs across the mic. Yet mine did too. Welcome to life.
Still don't know what he's saying.
John dreamed he'd call the Celtics game the Pocket Floor in Band of Fame, but they picked Drew Carter instead. Fred got divorced, John did too, but Drew calls the Celtics not John.
All right. So that is the hit. And so that just shows you don't use AI. Because so far, that is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, emails galore. All right. So this won't count in the contest, but Ryan Garman, who's filling in for Ryan Beaton, made a song.
Yeah, Garvin was inspired and said, "Oh, this sounds like fun." Now he's ineligible.
No, of course,
to actually win.
He's a
anything.
BBGI employee.
That's right, and the I stands for
Incorporated.
There you
Good.
go.
Fred learned something this week. But this is
So it's focusing on John being a bird
and suffocated by big butts at the end. So thank you for that one, Garvin. That's very good.
I find that very nice.
Yeah.
That was really good.
All right. So I have. Do you want me to play Leaky Blinders?
Yeah, this is focusing on Nick. If you're a fan of Peaky Blinders, you'll know the theme song. It's a song beyond that too, but this is a tribute to young Nicholas.
Jason Tatum is a Celtics player.
That's, of course, how Nick started the song.
That was
that was the
Tyler
intern.
Milliken's
Oh, that was
cousin.
the intern.
Just a callback. Just a callback.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is a Celtics player.
Of course, Nick waking up in his own feces and pee.
I especially liked the phrase "juicy thunder thighs."
Yeah.
Which was what I think LBF down the hall on ROR referred to.
Well, she said she wanted to pluck him.
Well, and that he would be eaten if we were stuck in a blizzard situation.
Of course, you have the fart sounds, which are always a plus.
I think there was a second callback in that too. The crap was it Elaine Vigneault was the
yeah. Good
That's
call.
like an old. That's like
right.
a real throwback.
Oh, that is good call. All right, do you want me to play the John one, or do you have some that you want to play?
No, I'd like to. Do you want the really mean one? You want to get that out of the way?
Yeah, we'll rip off the Band-Aid.
All right, you let me know if you want to stop this at any time here. This hold on.
It's time for Fred and Hardy show. They got Waldick on the chair. He's got no risk to save his life. He's a cuckold to his wife. It's the three most hated hosts. Meet Hardy and his perfect life. Guy sounds like he smells his own farts. He golfs all day and uses tools. It takes a tool to know a tool. This guy belongs back on the boat. That 90s crew's not meant to float. I hope you sink, you total dink. You insufferable lame prick. It's 95's worst show on air. Hardy sucks and Wallick's worse. Nick smells like poop and blood all day while Fred completes his life away. It's the worst show of the day. I wish Wallick would fly away and stay away for good. Just like his ex-wife did to him. I hate him more than her. You'll never get that Celtics job. You'll die a failure too. Go eat some seed, you bidbird freak. You scare crates at the park. You creep at 95's worst show on air. Hardy sucks and Wallick's worse. Nick smells like poop and blood all day while Fred completes his life away. It's Hutcher and Hardy. John's obsessed with farties. Those big fat bottoms. Smother him with your farts. He'll sniff them in.
All right. That's Animaniac.
That's really, I like that.
Well-known TV theme.
Yeah.
With very poor production where I can understand the words.
I know. It's
That makes it unusual than just about all the other ones. I pretty much got everything.
It wasn't one character specific. It focused mostly on me and John, but I don't think it should be excluded because it's got a lot going
No,
for
I
it.
did enjoy it. And I also didn't understand the insult. Something about my divorce, but I didn't understand it. But nonetheless, what was my insult? I couldn't understand what he was saying.
I can't tell if he did a pun and complain your wife away.
Complain your wife away.
Okay.
I do
Not
like
bad.
that.
Not bad.
That's probably fairly true.
Yeah.
All right. And do you want me to save this last one, or do you have another one?
I have another one. Yeah, I think we should save the last one. Let's go to do a Fred specific one here.
No, I don't like that.
And much like Guns N' Roses' November Rain, much like Alice in Chains' Don't Follow, this song switches it up in the middle.
Ooh.
It's actually two songs in one, but it's still under a minute.
Well, Freddie G's got gout in his feet, he's got gout in his calves, he's got gout in his knees, he's got gout, uric acid now, gout, bag made of wood, gout, maybe crutches could, gout, wheelchair should, gout, gout, Fred got gout from stuffing too much red meat into his mouth, so come on. Try taking some cherry juice, now come on. Gout, got a show to do.
And there we go. Gout is the name of the song.
It's taking the Isley Brothers shout and making it gout, I think is very good.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. All right. And finally, John, this one I take it is about you.
Okay.
And it has been saved to the end.
Oh, this ought to be good then.
Yeah. And we're okay with this. There's a couple of parts in here I was like, it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm not. Am I? Should we be careful with this one?
I mean,
You want to give the audience a heads up if you should be.
It's
There's nothing that's going to have to be bleeped.
No,
it's just yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let it
All right, very good.
Suffer the consequences.
All right, I will look intently at John to see his reaction as this plays live. You can see it on YouTube. I'll give you all a moment to sign in. 98.5
Oh boy,
George, if you would
just leave the camera on John.
Just real close up on John. I'm not joking. Like I want you actually to do it. All right, here we go. The camera is on John, apparently.
All right.
Here we go.
Woke up today, much to my dismay. Fred and Hardy have both gone away on vacation once again, sticking us with their feather friend. Me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Hate listening to Wallach on my morning drive. He sounds like a cartoon character when he speaks. The best part about him was the gap in his teeth. Don't forget the 81 Finals MVP. Likes Wallach's wife, cornbread wants him a piece.
I honestly, what was that?
Like Wallach's wife, cornbread wants him a piece.
Yes. Don't forget about the 81 Finals MVP.
Right. Yeah.
He's talking about Cedric Maxwell wanting to bang your wife.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Cedric Maxwell wants to bang Wallach's wife. He said so himself on the experts hotline. On Toucher and Hardy on my morning drive. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on 98.5.
Now that could actually be a theme song. I mean, that could be. We could just use that. Forget the Thuppets. We could just use that whenever before the headlines. That could be the headlines thing.
New show intro. I mean, everything.
I mean, you could just take a. Yeah, you could just. It's called Apologies to Wallach in Advance. But if I can, we could just use this. Maybe as the end. If I can eyeball it, I might be a little off. But
he said so himself on the experts hotline. On Toucher and Hardy on my morning drive. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on 98.
I didn't get quite far back enough. No, I gotta.
You gotta get the Max part in there.
Let's see.
Cedric Maxwell wants to bang Wallach's wife. He said so himself on the experts hotline.
And then that's it. And then it goes right into John. You see?
I see.
Right.
You understand my trepidation, though. You know, different people would react differently to having, someone wants to bang your wife.
Well, it's a compliment.
Do you feel complimented, John?
Not really. No.
Well, no, I think it would be bad if it was like Cedric Maxwell doesn't want to bang your wife.
Yeah.
Wanting to bang your wife is
be
a compliment.
Insulting. Right.
And I actually honestly think that's a compliment. I do.
I'm sure you do.
I wouldn't have a problem with it, but we know John. And he has different sensibilities.
If someone said, if the big joke was someone wanted to have sex with me, I would take that joke every day. That would be a fantastic joke at my expense. Please make it all the time. I don't care, man, woman. I don't care. Anyone wants to have sex with me, that's a compliment. But of course, we do have this.
John's been married once before. Yeah, that one ended in divorce. Fred just laughs across the mic. Yet mine did too. Welcome to life.
I got it. I got the lyrics.
What is it?
Yeah, mine did too. Welcome to life. Like
all right. So a little humility.
My marriage also ended in divorce.
Oh, John, that adds another layer to this one. Yeah. A little self-flagellation, a little shot at himself.
Yes.
saying, John, don't let the divorce that you've already gotten over and gotten
I'm with
remarried.
you. I'm with you. It's happened to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's life. You know?
Happens
Fuck
to a
up.
lot of
This
people.
is actually inspirational.
Over half the people. Over half the marriages.
Now, in fairness, this guy's getting a lot of credit because of the way he sings.
And also for the way he pronounces parquet.
Yes.
John dreamed he'd call the Celtics game the parquet floor in Band of Fame, but they picked Drew Carter instead. Fred got divorced, John did too, but Drew calls the Celtics not John.
Did we ever find out how old that guy is?
I don't want to know.
I
don't want to know what he looks like.
The Masked Singer. I never want him unmasked.
All right.
I've learned, believe me, I've learned. Don't meet your heroes. A lot of times these things are better left uncovered.
Hey, we had Eddie Money on. That went really well, I thought.
There's some times where I've investigated the personality enough that I feel I can do a pretty good establishment of their actual personality or life. But when it's someone who's given you something like this, it's best to create your own image in your mind.
Sure. All right.
You know, like sometimes you'll be watching a cartoon. Like my daughter and I yesterday were watching this cartoon. We went and looked at who the people were, and it kind of like screwed things up. You don't. Sometimes when it's just a voice, you're picturing your own thing in your head, and it makes it a little more interesting. Because you picture like an old towny guy, like sitting there in Everett, just like yelling into his phone.
In his middle residence of a 3-family.
Yeah.
Trying not to walk too softly, but also I can hear the footsteps above me.
Yeah. So you're just, you can picture your own thing in your mind. All right. Well, listen, this has been a smashing success as we continue.
They're coming in. We got many in the last couple of days.
I've got more, the ones that haven't made it into Slack yet, too, Hardy. I probably got another half dozen I got to go through.
Yeah, and I mean, we're only part of the process in picking these is we want some about John, some about Fred, some about me. There's
Nick.
And Nick, of course, and
who's not even here.
Yeah,
so you could be really mean.
Some about the show. There's a lot of. I wish we could play them all. I really do, but
yes,
we gotta pick.
And we appreciate all of them. They've all been very good. Adam12@bbgi.com is where to get those in. Someone will get Celtic playoff tickets, but I don't even think that's why people are putting them in. They want to express themselves artistically, and that's the main thing. Jason's not the guy who made the MASH song, is he?
No, the MASH song is from a guy from, I think Tim from West Bridgewater.
Jason, go ahead.
Hey, boys. Good morning. I just wanted to weigh in on this MASH parody. I think you guys are way overvaluing it. First off, the only really laugh out loud part, which you guys have shown, is the end where he squeezes in, they picked Drew Carter and not John to call the Celtics, which he also references already prior to that. So he's doubling down on the same joke, which is pretty weak. And the rest of it, like, you guys are trying to figure out the lyrics.
I know.
The lyrics come clear
yes.
initially?
There are things, Jason, you are on the money. There are many things about this that should make it so wrong, but 'tis art.
But it all comes together somehow,
Yeah, sometimes you just can't control it.
It just hits you a certain way.
None of the pieces add up, but for some reason, when you put it all in the cosmic stew, it comes out sounding nice.
There's more Ringo in this than there is John and Paul, but yet it works.
Yeah, so Jason, I'm with you. The jokes are not overly great. It's just it's a whole vibe. And I didn't say it's going to win. I just like playing it. It makes me feel good. But and the real mean ones, you can't be playing them all the time, because then you get
people start trying to up each other and it gets crazy.
Well, no, I mean that's fine, but I just don't want to play. I mean, someone might win that we only play a couple times, but that MASH one I just like hearing. That's all. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Andrew Callahan will be joining us in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy.
Times like these.
Like climb up a tree.
You know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Listen at the end of this segment for a chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Bruins take on the Sharks tonight at TD Garden. I might head over to that Celtics game on Saturday. A big 6 p.m. tip on Saturday.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't think it's going to be cheap. I'll tell you that. Andrew Callahan is the Patriots. He writes. He's not the
A.
That's more A. He wrote this himself, so he's very egocentric. Andrew Callahan is a Patriots reporter / columnist. Don't put him down. For the Boston Herald. Hello, Andrew.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you.
Well, I can't see you, but it's nice to hear you.
Oh, I'll look at you. Hold on a second.
It's on a delay, so it's of no use.
Yeah, but I did log on to the YouTube earlier so I could see what George was commenting to people. So I'll get a chance to look at you.
Andrew, Jonathan.
George. No, that was Joe Murray who was on the chat. I see. He always hated the MASH theme. Said Joe Murray.
Yeah, the MASH theme's terrible. That's part of the reason that I like the song so much. He made it something that I hate and turned it into something that I enjoy, which is really a magic trick. Andrew Callahan, John tells me that you were just tweeting and you're hearing from executives that this has been a very positive offseason for the Patriots.
Yes. I got in contact with several league sources over the last couple of days. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you think of their overall approach? And I think their response has been a lot of what you've heard and seen around New England the last 24, 48 hours from fans and media. They see good value in guys like Kevin Byard that they just signed, like the Romeo Dobbs signing, and even guys like Reggie Gilliam, who's a fullback, which no one's going to write about as this big.
Not great in ISO poundage.
No, doesn't crack on ISO.
He doesn't crack on ISO.
You
get that kid in motion.
Look for him in motion.
You get that kid in motion. He's going crazy.
You guys don't even need me today.
No.
Yeah.
It was the thing that made us laugh was anyone could speak with authority about Reggie Gilliam's game and go over the top like that. We found really amusing.
Yeah, you can't crack an ISO.
Can't crack on ISO.
You put this kid in motion and things.
That's where he excels.
I did compare his signing before they added Vera Tucker to like having a rice cake as a snack. You know, like, okay, technically they added someone and they added players here in free agency, but this isn't filling. This isn't
You didn't
real.
eat yet.
See, that's a normal response to the signing. We were amazed that someone would have 45 seconds to 90 seconds on that guy.
Yeah, that made the Gilliam signing worth it. But,
It was really something.
In all seriousness, since you brought him up, Gilliam apparently is a very good special teams player. And that is
he's forced 2 fumbles. I mean, I don't even really care so much about the special teams piece. Like, that's cool. But I look at what he can do for the rest of the offense, where you're looking when Jack Westover was on the field, God bless him, converting to fullback from tight end, where he wasn't great at tight end anyway. They had a success rate of 32% when they tried to run the ball. Like, are you just moving the chains? The answer was no more than 2/3 of the time. Reggie Gilliam by himself is going to take that up because he's just that much better of I don't know if he's cracking on ISO, but blocker in front of Travion Henderson, who we saw kind of needed the help last year and will be better next season, but I think even much better than maybe folks expect because he's got an actual fullback in front of him.
All right, Romeo Dobbs obviously is not a number one receiver, and I don't think they signed him to be that, but he's very good against man-to-man. Maybe he can shake loose a little bit and make life a little easier for the quarterback.
Yes, he was the best receiver available, obviously, after Alec Pierce, who, frankly, like, you could see this coming a mile away. I think just in free agency, the biggest receiver, no matter how good he is or isn't, is going to get all the attention. I didn't think Pierce was a number one. So the money that he got versus the money that Romeo Dobbs got, to me, this was the much better move. And it's part of what you just said, Wallach. He's good against man coverage. He has a more well-rounded route tree. And he's also good in the intermediate and deep areas. So this isn't just kind of a one-trick pony where that trick's super valuable. This is a guy who will work over the middle. He can play out of the slot. And again, he's not life-changing. This isn't going to fundamentally alter, the offense that the Patriots want to be. But it accentuates the strength with the intermediate deep passes and mitigates a weakness, like you said, with the man-to-man.
Is he as good as Diggs?
I think last season, no. Like, to his career, he's not been as good as Stephon Diggs, but you're going to start to see their paths kind of intersect here on a graph as Dobbs continues to get better, I believe, because some of the underlying metrics, too, suggest that he's as good as the box score stats have gone up, and Diggs will come down. Like, the man's going to be 33 next year. this season, and he's not even signed right now. And I don't think the legal issues, frankly, are all that concerning to NFL teams, unfortunately. But, like, he's going to get less money, and that's going to tell you what teams think of him versus Dobbs.
There is one glaring weakness, though, they have not addressed, and that is pass rusher. They've lost a couple. They did sign one, but there seems to be a real desperate need now.
Yeah, I agree, Wallach. This is, if we're doing the grades thing, which I've been doing every signing, every day, I'd have them in the ballpark of a B. What would have taken this to A- territory for me is if you had landed in a Odafe Owe, a Boye Mafe, like if you really wanted to go nuts, a Jalen Phillips or a Trey Hendrickson. They didn't do that. There are still some guys in the market that would be flyers like you took on Caleb Chase on last year and paid off. But typically those gambles don't hit over and over again. So they're looking at this and going, we're going to have to manufacture pressure with the blitz. Like they did pretty well in the playoffs last year and also hit on the draft. So I don't like the depth here, but they're looking at their younger guys and saying we can get more out of them, and we'll see.
Yeah, how confident are you in Vera Tucker and Campbell, both coming off injury? Vera Tucker loves tearing his tricep, among other things.
Yeah, I loved Vera Tucker, Fred, going into free agency. So when I got I kid you not, text from Doug Kyde, I was especially excited because I fell asleep late Monday, and then he signed right after I'd fallen asleep. And then look, the Patriots have a new best offensive lineman. So yeah, the injury history is what it is. And when I talked with executives, they kind of pointed as like, look, that's the biggest risk here. He got $21 million guaranteed. He might not play 21 games given his history. But to me, that's a bet I was willing to take because he is automatically perhaps, again, your best offensive lineman. He was the best offensive lineman in free agency who wasn't breaking the market, and that was Tyler Linderbaum going to the Raiders. And he could also play right guard or right tackle in a pinch. For a guy who's 26, can do all of that, I think there's a really good chance he outperforms his contract and maybe even as soon as year one.
Yeah, I mean, going through his history, and it's a bad number. It's like 27 games out of a possible 68 that he could have played. It does seem to have like an every other year feel to it. He'll play 15 games, then he'll miss a year. He'll be there for 14 games, and then like last year, he was out. So there's no way to predict it. But as you said, if he's available and he's healthy, that does solve some issues right there. I just wonder what else could they be planning. And we keep talking about Will Campbell as to whether or not he's going to be the guy at left tackle going forward. Is there anything to make you think that, all right, there's still, I guess, tinkering around with that notion?
No, I don't think so. I mean, not with this staff. I'll tell you, though, the Patriots really liked Vera Tucker coming out in 21, where obviously Belichick was still here and Dave Ziegler was the head of their personnel department. They saw Vera Tucker then as kind of a tackle coming out of USC. Again, he's played right tackle in the NFL and was pretty good at it. But look, I just see this as a buy low opportunity on a guy who, when healthy, is a top 10 guard in the NFL. When you get to pay a guy like that at the rate that they did, you have to take those chances. And especially now that he'll be between, not just Will Campbell, but Jared Wilson, who's going to play center and make all these calls against all these different blitzes that, as we saw in the Super Bowl, gave the Patriots a ton of trouble. So he's going to need a little bit of help. When you get a guy in the middle of those two that can do a little bit of both, depending on where he's sliding and how they're working together in the line, like, again, you really can't do better than Vera Tucker in this market. And I'm really glad a couple of bucks didn't stop them from signing him in the way that it shouldn't have.
Well, he won it off the Jets, which is fair because, when you don't play, you should be on a winner. I mean, he has every right to gripe about it. I mean, when they paid him to sit there, they should have been winning more. And so good on Vera Tucker for moving on. I do find that funny. It's like you played like a quarter of the games that we've been paying you. Yeah. See ya. All right, bye. I think you don't want to be on the team anymore. Okay. Maybe if you played, we would have won all of them. Who knows? Maybe you could keep that tricep attached to your arm. Something would go on. But yeah, he's supposed to be very good. He's supposed to be very good. I just find it fascinating. He wanted to leave a team that we're paying him to rehab. They were paying for the rehab, I'd imagine, too. All right. Andrew Callahan from the Herald is with us. He's agreed to do 2 full segments with us this morning. So
yeah, baby.
We're going to take advantage of that. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy.
that is. I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
The Sports.
Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy
That's what I want on my tombstone.
on the Sports Hub.
We're Toucher and Hardy. Caller number 10 of the contest line, 617-931-0985. We'll score a pair of tickets to the Garden tonight to kick off the St. Patrick's Day celebration early with the Boston Bruins as they take on the San Jose Sharks. The first 5,000 fans at TD Garden tonight score a free Bruins Scally Cap, courtesy of TD Bank. Select seats are still available to purchase. Head to bostonbruins.com/tickets to grab a ticket to tonight's matchup. So we were talking off air about what we wanted to talk to you about, Mr. Callahan. And Max Crosby with this whole disaster, with his 13-minute goodbye video, and now he had to put up a very short statement that he was back to kick ass. Pretty embarrassing if you're Max Crosby. Very self-aggrandizing, his 13-minute goodbye. Very superfluous. He was there for 7 years. I mean, some people in college for 7 years. I mean, some people like Bert never get over it, but nonetheless.
That's like the deathbed of his Raiders tenure. You know what I mean? Like, that's a dude, you could see it in his play that Max Crosby, it's got a very fitting first name, but kind of how he lives his life. Like, you go to Baltimore, across the country, totally new team, everything. Look, he did know, though, reportedly, as of late December, that he and the team were splitting. So the last few months have been all posturing by the Raiders just to get their maximum return. And now that they say, oh, we'll just bring him back. Like, I'm sure part of him wants to be a Raider, but I don't think you go through 3 months of a breakup putting on and then suddenly get back together.
Okay,
like that.
I'm a little confused by what he's so pissed off about. So to what Bert says, and he seems to be the guy, Bert Breer, he seems to be the guy people are pointing at for this reporting, is that, which is not your responsibility because he covers the whole NFL, but you know many things, Andrew, about the Patriots that he has no knowledge of. But nonetheless, he was saying that Max Crosby got all pissed off because they didn't let him play in like the last game or the last couple games, and he said he could play, but here he is, he's had knee surgery, and it's enough medicals to at least posture that was the reason that you didn't want to go through with the trade with Baltimore. So he really looks like an idiot. Like, what was he so upset about if he was hurt? Like, they were protecting him, it would seem.
Well, he just wants to play. Like, it's not the smartest answer, but it's the simplest one, and I think it's the right one. And honestly, for Baltimore, like, look, they had their whole press conference, and the league is going to put that on, and you've got some insiders who are going to carry some water for the Ravens, other for the Raiders. And I just look at this and go, I don't buy anything coming out of Baltimore as far as the knee. I think there might have been enough there that they could sell themselves on, oh, we should back out of this. It wasn't clean. But look, Trey Hendrickson fell well short of his own market.
Right.
That's the reason the best edge rusher signed on day 3. He got a deal less than Jalen Phillips did, something that I did not even expect going into this, talking to a lot of people around the edge market. So I think Baltimore goes, why would we give up 2 first-round picks for a guy who's going to make the same amount of money as Trey Hendrickson? And the best story that they could come up with, as I see it from the outside, is, oh, well, we wanted them both. Wait, you wanted to sign two
that's
guys
not
in the
true.
back 9 of their careers and invest over $100 million? No way.
Yeah, that's a little insulting. Because by the way, they didn't even have to go through with the trade. I mean, they didn't break the rules. I mean, they really didn't have to make an excuse. They could just say. But obviously, you're right. They were talking to Hendrickson when the number came down like that. They pivoted, and they knew they wanted to sign him, and they didn't have to give up the 2 first-round picks. Yes, I think that's absolutely correct. Yes, John.
If you didn't have to give the Raiders 2 first-round picks, if you're Elliot Wolf, did you place a phone call yesterday, or do you place one this morning?
I give it a couple of days because I think the Raiders have now convinced themselves too, like, oh, we got 2 first-round picks once, and the Cowboys offered us the first and a second. And I get that both of those teams are out, your top bidders. But if you're the Patriots, if you call right away, there's a little bit of desperation there, no? You give it a week, say, hey, where are you at now? Things have calmed down. You've cooled off. Again, they're posturing again. Like Max Crosby's like, Raider for life. You did a 13-minute video kind of announcing, like, this isn't going to happen. So I would give it a little bit, but absolutely, John, I'm making that call. Like, this has been the one move, as much as I like A.J. Brown, I've been trying to write, podcast, like, speak into existence the last month.
Well, I heard one executive say, apparently a high-ranking executive for a team, is that you can't trade for him now. This is what the guy said. You can't trade for him now because if he gets hurt, that's on you. And ownership would not like that. That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's on you, though, regardless, right?
No, but now it's, you know how this goes, Andrew. Like when something's public and then, you trade for Max Crosby and he gets hurt and there isn't this big story, it's one thing. But if you trade for him after a team, at least in theory or in practice, they say, got rid of him because of his knee, and then he comes in and he's not good. And apparently he's got almost 2,000 more snaps than Hendrickson, even though Hendrickson's older. Like, I guess Max Crosby, this is all new information to me, but he hasn't been as good as he had been. Like, the last 2 years, he's been declining. So there's a lot to answer to if you give up, future assets for a guy that comes in and either gets hurt or isn't productive.
So a few things on that. One, that presupposes that the price you'd pay for Max Crosby today or tomorrow is the same that the Ravens paid last week.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
because,
but a first-round pick, first-round pick, it's still if he gets hurt. But go ahead.
But the thing is with the injury, this is not something that it's like bone on bone, right? Where you hear guys who tear their ACLs and like there's this just degenerative, this thing that Sony Michel had with the Patriots, Julian Edelman at the end of his career. Nothing you can do about. This is rest and rehab. Again, I think the injury piece from Baltimore has been frankly exaggerated so they could back out and do this. And look, they were within their right to do that. I get the point you're making, but ultimately, look, if you're the Patriots and you're Elliott Wolf or Mike Vrabel, you're in a really good spot here. Like you could probably take a hit of missing a first-round pick with a Max Crosby.
Sure.
To the point of him having tread on his tires, like, look, Trey Hendrickson has that many fewer snaps because he's been hurt in a way that Max Crosby has not been. And I know Crosby, again, just had surgery, but he's only missed a couple of games each of the past 2 years. And part of the value with him is that you don't really have to have him on a pitch count as a pass rusher because he's a maniac. Like his value is in, I'm going to have the efficiency stats of winning X amount of pass rushes.
Yeah, he's apparently a much better all-around end than Hendrickson.
Yes, and the fact that he's on the field that much, guys, is just like if you had a hitter who's available for 120, 30 games per year versus 162. Max Crosby is a 162 player. You don't find those guys. So forget, like, again, the rate and efficiency stuff. It's the total value and the consistent pressure that he gives you makes him as good as anyone outside of, I don't know, Myles Garrett.
What would you give him? Well, like, what would you give up for him?
Yeah, what would be an acceptable trade for him now?
So I again, I don't know the medical part, but let's say it's exactly as it was beforehand and you just need time and rehab. A first-round pick for me absolutely is more than fair for a guy who is a game changer and dictates the offenses. You can't block him with one tackle all game. You need to give help, and that helps Milton Williams, it helps Christian Barmore, it helps everybody else in the line. The whole freaking defense. Like, this is an elite blue-chip player that you acquire and pay with Drake May, a rookie contract, and changes your whole defense. I take a swing on that guy for the next 2 years for a first-round pick every day of the week.
And hopefully he would make a big, long video again.
Oh, that's great.
Saying goodbye again and then saying hello to the Patriots.
He'd go. Kyle Van Noy just did these little videos. Hopefully we get Max Crosby to do something like 5 or 6 minutes when he shows up.
That would be fantastic because that would be the least self-aware thing of anything that I've seen an athlete do this week.
Andrew, has there ever been
USA Baseball?
Has there ever been a trade not blown up by a player showing up for his physical, but the team on the receiving end saying, "Hey, things aren't exactly what you said or what we thought. Can we restructure this thing?" Or does it just have to be blown up? You go back home and then it starts all over again.
See, I think this has actually happened in fairly recent Patriots history. There was an adjustment in some of the compensation, and this is where you need Mike Reese for that because I can't reach for it. But I'll cross sports and tell you just last year, Mark Williams was the center for the Hornets that got traded to the Lakers, and the Lakers backed out looking at that medical going, do we really not want to
Chris
have
Paul? I mean, there was
first-round picks for 4 or 5 years? Yeah, but Mark Williams was a medical thing, and that's a guy who also had been missing almost half of the games in Charlotte. So I get, the NBA thing isn't a direct one-for-one comparison, but that was a trade exactly backed out for the exact same reasons as we saw this week.
No. Apparently, it's happened fairly often in the NFL, but it just hasn't happened. I just read about it. It's happened before, but it's not a big
if
player.
the Ravens on their end could have said, you know what, we're going to give you one instead because we looked at it and we looked at the film and everything. Well, we'll keep him here, but we got to change the terms.
Well, I would imagine that the Raiders, out of principle, would not do that, right? Like they wouldn't go we're not getting in the habit of agreeing to trade structure and then turning around and making it less.
It would be a horrible precedent, but if you really don't want the player back and suffer through the humiliation and also, oh, wait a second, this changes everything that we're doing into this offseason now that Crosby's back here.
Apparently they can afford him, so it doesn't put them in cap hell. So we'll see.
No cap jail for the Raiders?
No cap jail. Apparently, and that kind of puts them in a better position because if you knew they had to get rid of Crosby, then who knows what you'd have to give up. Give up like a second-round pick for him.
Right.
But we'll see what they hold to. I mean, they're never going to get two firsts again. But see if they stand firm on a first and a second.
Well, that's the other part for the Patriots is your first-round pick is the second worst in the whole round. This is essentially like a high second. And so Vegas knows that, obviously. But to me, if you're going to give up a first as the Patriots, like this is the time to do it when you're not getting guys in the top 10, 15, 20, 25. This is 31. That's a pick you give up for Max Crosby because then you weigh, okay, Zion Young out of Missouri can have a career that's 80% of Max Crosby? Probably not. Give me him for 2 years. Who's not only that, but also you hear from Vrabel all the time, culture, guys that we want. This is a hand-in-glove fit with Max Crosby.
Well, he's a loser. But nonetheless, I'll tell you, I'd ask for a 2027 first-round pick from the Patriots for the very reasons you just said. Ain't no way they're picking 31 next year. They'll be picking 32. No. It's a better draft, and you'll get a better pick. So I'd want the 27 first-round pick. And I wonder if they'd be hesitant to give that up. That would be interesting because I think
they
you're right.
They are supposedly with A.J. Brown because I think the Eagles have poked around there.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I'd want from them. I don't want your first-round pick this year. I want it next year when it's going to – chances are you're not going to the Super Bowl again, and this is a much better draft. And if I need a quarterback especially, then I can get myself a quarterback, which they won't need because they're taking Mendoza. All right, but then they could use that as a trade. It just goes on and on and on. All right, Andrew Callahan from the Boston Herald. Thank you, Andrew.
You got it.
There you go.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
He's gone.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, he's signed off.
It's almost
chat.
It's almost Masters time. It's almost time for the Masters.
Almost time for the return of the Sports Hub Golf Club. That's what it is.
Players Championship on right now.
You taking a peek at that?
Yeah, it's not. I got it on a small window in front of me.
That's the one with the island green on 17, correct?
That's right, Wally.
So we're going to play a fun game called Masters Invitee or White Supremacy. We are going to play a game called that because of the culture of Augusta National.
I'm willing to discuss the Masters with you, or even if you want to make this about the Players Championship.
It will be mocked repeatedly, but we will have that for you coming up in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher.
presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins will take a 13-game home winning streak into a contest at TD Garden tonight against San Jose. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The Bruins will enter tonight with a 2-point lead on Columbus for the final playoff spot in the East. Celtics visit defending NBA champion Oklahoma City tonight. Peyton Pritchard is expected back. Jason Tatum and Derek White are listed as questionable. For Tatum, it's Achilles reconditioning. White has a right knee contusion. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 9 and the tip-off at 9:30 over on 105.7 WROR. Patriots assigned free agent safety Kevin Byard to a one-year contract. He was an All-Pro last season in Chicago and led the NFL in interceptions. Patriots have also signed tight end Julian Hill and safety Mike Brown. Red Sox play Minnesota in Fort Myers today at the World Baseball Classic last night. Italy beat Mexico 9-1. That sends the U.S. into the quarterfinals on tiebreakers. They'll play Canada tomorrow night. And in golf, round one of the Players' Championship underway at TPC Sawgrass. Cam Davis and Ricky Castillo share the early lead at 2 under par. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99. Stop by this St. Patrick's Day for lucky specials like the green beer and a corned beef and cabbage dinner. March 16th and 17th only. You gotta love the 9s. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
The Sports Hub. 3 legendary franchises on one legendary radio station. It's the Sports Hub.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Don't look now. But pretty soon, as you walk around the streets of Boston, Massachusetts, and its surrounding environs, you will see. I just wolfed down breakfast. I apologize. Gassy. Hello, nurse. We're just getting me kicked out of Augusta.
Did you see George down there?
Surprisingly, no. He was.
George, did you get your breakfast yet this morning? You did? What time? Were you down there right at 7:01 as soon as they opened?
George timed it perfectly. I mean, he was out at the beginning of a break, back just in time to get the video back up.
Nice.
He's got a new rhythm down. I appreciate it.
Very nice.
My admonishing of him earlier.
Yeah.
My momentary admonishment.
A lot of movement, a lot of running, perhaps. Yes.
It got him. It perked him right up. Don't worry about it. It's a management technique. All right, so don't look now, but as you walk around, there will be the trees will be started blossoming and things of that nature, and nothing spells spring like the return of 98.5 The Golf Club, Hardy's Sunday early morning, hour-long pre-taped extravaganza featuring everyone from greenskeepers north, south, and west.
Yeah, you got to do that live during
east.
You got to do that live during Masters
That was
Weekend.
a whole joke.
Sorry,
I had. A whole joke I had.
But he had to get his question out.
Well,
my mistake.
We're vibing.
Fred.
Go ahead.
No, it's during.
It wasn't very funny.
During major championship weekends, of course, whole show is going to be live. Sometimes, yes, there are pre-recorded segments. Say it's with a greenskeeper or a superintendent. They're out on the They're out on the mowers on a Sunday morning. They can't be on live. That's like, asking, to do a player interview in the middle of a game.
Right. That's their game. And thank you for saying superintendent, because I couldn't think anything worse than a greenskeeper, and that was it. So thank you.
What do you mean worse?
In terms of more boring to have on as a profession.
Could have starters on. Guy who sits at the little shack there. And
have you ever had a starter on?
An outside operations attendant or manager? No, but that's a good idea. And I think that'll be coming up. There's a guy who used to work at Franklin Park who is so mean. I would like to get that guy on the show.
Yeah.
He just was not happy to see me or presumably anyone else ever.
Well, one of the great things is I had a friend who was married briefly to a woman that, very briefly to a woman that belonged to the country club. And so all he did all day was play golf at the country club. No job. So I was invited to play at the country club with him a couple times. And the first time, everyone in the starter shack was coming up to me, and I'm like, what have I done wrong? And it turned out they were all big fans of the show.
Nice.
So I was actually treated better there than I'm treated in my own club.
Where they don't like you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they know me.
Well, tuck your shirt in.
They're not supposed to be tucked in when they have that thing on the side.
No, doesn't matter what the tailoring of the shirt is. Either A, if you're so insistent upon that, get some new golf shirts, or B, the rules of the club trump whatever fashion rule you think you're following by not tucking it in.
With these stick legs and stick arms, especially when I was grossly overweight, if I tuck in the shirt, it looks terrible. I mean, that's like asking someone with no foot, why are you limping around at the club? There's no limping, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
it's exactly like
right.
that.
Yeah, my belly at the time was like someone missing a foot, and it should have been looked upon like that. It's not something you bring extra attention to.
You should have got a special parking space.
I didn't ask for that, but it probably would have been a nice gesture after all the trouble. But listen, no one loves the Masters more than Hardy, and no one loves the history of the club Augusta National than Hardy. He loves their exclusivity.
I don't.
And so we decided to make a game honoring that called Masters Invite or Invitee or White Supremacy. Now, the way we're going to play this is I am going to give you a name of someone, and you're going to tell me, are they someone playing in the Masters, or is someone that starred in the 1915 American silent epic drama film, Birth of a Nation? Now, if you don't know, the screenplay was adapted from Thomas Dixon Jr.'s 1905 novel and play called The Klansman, a historical romance of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, in this movie, Birth of the Nation...
I don't see what one has to do with the other, why it should be a comparison
By
at
the
all.
way, the President of the United States attended the premiere of Birth of the Nation and is believed to be, if not one of the most high-grossing films of all time.
I believe they screened it at the White House.
They did screen it. Okay, yes. Not worse. They screened it at the White House.
Yeah.
So it was a big situation in the country in 1915.
All right.
3 hour and 9 minute cut of the film out now.
Jesus.
If you really want to dig into it. It did come out to some controversy, however.
Yeah.
The heroes were the Ku Klux Klan keeping the women from the savages. That's
Right.
the plot of that's the whole plot of the movie. So nonetheless, here we go. In honor of the history of the match, I can tell you that the movie starred Lillian Gish, and that's not a... don't worry, she won't be playing in the Masters. Women aren't allowed in Augusta.
Dorothy Gish's sister. Yeah, sure.
Of course. The Gish twins.
Well, they weren't twins.
You banged them? Eckersley. Banged them in a Camaro outside of a Tasty Freeze. All right, so play some kind of music. I need some Masters music. Thank you. While I do this. You're going to know all these, but we can do it just for fun.
I don't think it's fun. I think it's offensive.
Well, it's in honor of your precious Masters tournament that excluded blacks for so many years. They allowed them to be caddies, but then they just told them to scram all the caddies, and everyone started bringing in their own caddies, costing the caddies at Augusta National basically their yearly paycheck.
Yeah, their livelihoods. Yeah, it was very sad. Mitch Albom wrote about it.
And they call Mitch Albom the band party pooper. They called him big-eared party pooper. All right, here we go. Hardy, is this person participating in the 2026 Masters according to betting sites? Or did they star in the historically racist film, The Birth of a Nation? That is your two options. Both exceptionally racist activities, but one has already occurred and one is yet to occur, and that is the Masters. I'll start with one that you probably might know because he's an Irishman, and I highly doubt he would have been in Birth of a Nation. But it's a fun name. Matt McCarthy, not Matt McCarthy. Don't get the two twisted. Don't get it twisted like an off-season of your Red Sox. Hello! This works for both things. The racist movie and my impression.
Matt McCarty?
Yeah, it's MC capital C, so that's a big hint.
I believe that's a golfer.
Yeah, he's plus 10,000 to win the Masters, but he's an Irishman, and I just wanted to get that out of the way because Irish white scum, according to the 1915 movie Birth of a Nation.
Well, what's the Johnny Lydon book?
Oh yeah,
no dogs, no blacks, no Irish.
Yes, exactly. All right, so that was fairly obvious. By the way, Adam Scott's on here, and you would know that. Not the actor. Adam.
Australian, yes.
Yeah.
I followed him around. You know, the one time I went to the Masters, John. I don't know if you know this. I went to the Masters one time.
I have heard that, yes.
And I was Adam Scott was in one of the groups that I was watching. It was toggling back and forth as I walked the entire course. Adam Scott was in the lead group, and
I see.
Phil Mickelson was behind him. So I got a chance to watch both players.
You have a preference
between the two?
Yeah. Watch and follow.
I appreciate both their games, but I ended up watching more Adam Scott that day than I did Phil.
Could have talked gambling with Lefty.
Yeah.
Okay, Raoul Walsh.
Raoul Walsh. That is not a
tricky.
That is not a golfer I recognize.
Raoul Walsh.
I'm going to say a cast member in that film. Which
What film was it?
What I
What
choose
film?
not to associate. Birth of a Nation, which has nothing to do with the Masters.
Okay.
He was in Birth of a Nation. He played John Wilkes Booth, who I imagine is a hero in Birth of a Nation, for he killed Abraham Lincoln. And I have to imagine that's a positive.
I would think that's
when it comes to Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
You know, if you kill Lincoln.
Yeah.
For my side of things, he was on the side of ending slavery. Which, if the Ku Klux Klan were not, that was not their agenda. Nor was it the people that were in the Confederacy that founded the, of course, Augusta National, where they excluded black people for so long, any minorities not allowed in, at Augusta National, where Hardy will be broadcasting his show live in honor of when the Golf Corp Sports Hub. Don't call it the Birth of a Nation of weekend shows, for that is not the case.
You know, I'm sure your precious fraternity at Rollins College excluded minorities for a long time, Fred.
Well, there were so many minorities at Rollins to exclude. we were really in a pickle there. All right. I know we didn't exclude based on religion, and we would. I imagine that there were many different minorities in my fraternity. No question about it. How dare you make a false equivalency? Robert Heron.
Heron?
Harron.
Oh. It still sounds familiar. I think that's a golfer. But I thought it was H.
Oh, no, stupid idiot. He played Todd Stoneman in the Birth of a Nation film. Hardy's first name for his son was going to be Todd Stoneman Poole. I don't know who Todd Stoneman is, but that's who he played. All right, very good. You got one wrong and two right. As we explore what two racist things. A, the Birth of a Nation, the 1915 film that heroically portrayed
it glorifies
the Ku
Ku Klux
Klux Klan.
Klan, which has nothing to do with Augusta National.
Right. It took them until like the 80s to allow black people.
Because the name of the game is.
Don't think it was the 80s.
Then it was the late 70s.
I think it was the 90s.
as members.
Yeah.
To play, there's the one guy that they let play. Very famously, the one guy they let play. His name rings out like Jackie Robinson's throughout the world. All right, here we go. Is it Augusta National, the famously racist Augusta National that has the Masters, or the 1915 film, The Birth of the Nation? You know Wyndham Clark, so I'm not asking that.
That's even, I got that one.
By the way.
Yeah, I know. I got that one.
Yeah.
I'm not cheating on the game. I just wanted to double check. Augusta National admitted its first black member in September of 1990.
Whoa!
So it was quite recent. I mean, a long,
very progressive.
Long time
75
ago.
years
Long
after
time
the
ago.
movie
Very
Birth
progressive.
of a Nation. Only 75 years after the movie Birth of a Nation debuted at the White House.
All those heroes wanted to do, Fred, was go play golf after they were done.
Well, yeah. I mean, some called it an oasis in a sea of misery, Augusta National. Hardy, was Harry Hall, is he going to play in the racist Masters, or will he be playing?
Harry Hall will be at Augusta National if he's invited.
He's plus 13,000 right now. To win the Masters. So there's another one that's right for Hardy. It's a very loose stool or a ball going into a hole. It sounds eerily like bad bathroom.
Turn the music down for a second.
Yeah, turn the music.
Gotta go bathroom.
Is that Dr. Steve Brule?
Gotta go bathroom. Well, that's the game for tomorrow.
Oh, all right.
We'll be playing that game tomorrow.
Okay.
It's Steve Brule or Scott Solak. Oh, God. Aldrich Potgeider.
Oh, that's the golfer. South Africa.
Yeah, I knew that one too.
Oh, how appropriate. For the game we're playing. Sun City, right?
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Now, he ain't going to play Sun City, but he will be playing at the Masters, if invited.
If I can go back on a promise I made yesterday, you know who did play Sun City? Status Quo.
Oh.
It brilliantly timed, like, late 80s.
Yeah. Right when there was a song saying, I'm not going to
a little pushback on that, apparently.
Yeah, they
according to
played
the
it.
book.
Sure.
Yeah.
And finally...
Not smart. No. There's many more to do.
You're ending this? No, I don't think that's happening.
All right, you would know John Ford, of course. He's a famous actor of the Ford family. All right, and the final question in the Masters invitee or white supremacy game that we were playing, is it a cast member of the Birth of a Nation 1915 American silent epic drama based on the book The Klansman, a historical romance of the Ku Klux Klan? Or is it a guy playing in the famously racist Masters featuring Augusta National, who allowed its first black member in 1990?
You're giving them some credit. More sexist than racist.
Well,
okay?
the Condoleezza Rice is black and a woman, and she was the first woman allowed it.
But that wasn't until this century when they allowed women to be members.
That was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 20.
All right. Donald Crisp.
Donald Crisp?
Donald Crisp.
That is no golfer that I know of. I think that's from Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, he played Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, there we go.
Who is obviously another villain in the film. Well, that was fun. Hey. And that's the end of that. And you'll be able to hear Hardy's 98.5 The Golf Club.
A month away.
Doing a screening of Birth of a Nation. If you have 3 hours and 9 minutes. 9 minutes, 3 hours and 9 minutes to kill. Hardy will be hosting a screening of Birth of a Nation. All right. In honor of the return of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Golf Club. All right. Very good. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and There you have it. Toucher and Hardy resumes on the Sports Hub.
You know, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Oh, yeah. The Toucher and Hardy email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. We got a long email, but it's pretty good. I like it. It's called I Ignored Hardy's Gas Station Burrito and Followed Eddie Trunk's Advice in Vegas. So he got me with those two words, Eddie Trunk, in succession. Just got back. Chris Angel euphorically levitated into the air like a Hesher who had just discovered seedless, stemless weed. At 42, my wife and I were easily amongst the youngest at the show, but the gray hairs seemed blown away by the combination of musicality and illusion. To think without Fred's obsession of Eddie Trunk, we would have totally missed the show. Instead, spent the night gambling, eating, and drinking. Drinking is a thought too spooky to bear. Many thanks, as always, for the show as a Michigan native MSU alum who lived in Boston for a decade and is now back in Metro Detroit. I'm pretty sure your show was put together specifically for me. Keep it up. It is.
Blaze Bailey.
It is for
He's omitted.
Midwesterners who moved out here and then moved back.
So I'm going to have to look at this, and I think I did. We did this story in the stack when they had announced this show a while back.
We did the whole "What's Eddie Trunk talking about" bit where we had to figure out that it was indeed Chris Angel he was talking to and what they were talking about.
Right, but I'm going to be in Las Vegas. 2 weeks from tonight? I think. What's today's date? Yeah.
We just got one about Vegas. Robert says, "Hey guys, hey. I got tickets and hotel to see Metallica at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Does anyone know a way to possibly discreetly upgrade my hotel?" The emphasis being on discreetly upgrade my room.
Yeah.
Well, that's the $20 sandwich. You take your credit card and ID, and you fold a crisp $20 bill that will get you McDonald's if you don't DoorDash it. And if you DoorDash it, it's $50. But you put the 20 in there and you hand it to this stupid person at the hotel who has all the ability in the world to upgrade you. And they'll see that $20 bill, they'll know you came to play, and they'll upgrade you to a fancy suite at one of the finer hotels. Works everywhere. I'm going to the Bahamas with my daughter to some expensive resort. I'm sure that the $20 will wow them into, and then I'll get it.
Absolutely.
I'll save $30,000 on a suite.
Yeah, you'll get the penthouse. It looks like they're not. That show is not going to. The show will be dark for the time that we're there. We are going to go to a Vegas Golden Knights game, though.
Oh, you say hi to Dave Gosher.
Oh, you know what? The last time I went to a Golden Knights, I did just that. I met up with Gosh like the night before, and then I waved at him in the booth. He knew where I was sitting.
Did you see him play? Did you see his band?
I did not.
Is it double minor? I forget what it's called.
He's been gone for so long that it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know what he's doing anymore. Like if I was in Vegas and I like ran into him, it would be nice to say hello.
You know what? But we're going with my friend who lives there, goes to a lot of the games, and he would get off on meeting Gosher. So
well, of course that's a reason to do it. But yeah, if it was just me going to Vegas and I went to a game, I don't know if I would actively seek out Dave Gosher. I was never friends with him like that. I like him, and spent time with him, but that time has passed. All right, go ahead, John.
I want to apologize for my ignorance. This is the email. I want to apologize for my ignorance. Having listened for the last 10 years or so, I have always assumed that Hardy was this exceptional golfer. The amount of hours in my life that have been wasted listening to useless golf talk over the last 10 years is depressing. Finding out after all that time that Hardy is not better than a one-eared eagle and a bunch of randos makes me angry.
Yep.
Well, they were at Topgolf. But
and to be completely honest, the last round of closest to the pin, what happened, John?
You won. Going away.
Going away.
Going away.
Like hitting golf shots, as opposed to, these bird-like things you would do in your pre-shot routine. It's so off-putting watching Wallach getting ready to hit the golf ball.
But the last shot I took it was a dart 5 feet from the pin. So I was very happy with that.
Well, what does he do in his? Because I played golf with him, I don't notice a big lead up. What was he doing at Topgolf, which would have driven me crazy because you just get the ball as fast as you can.
It's a visual, but he stands really far away from the ball.
Yeah,
and then he slides his club so he's extending himself out out toward the ball, and then takes it back very flat. He looks like an old black and white video of Gene Kelly swinging a golf club. It's like, oh. It looks somewhat dancer-like, but you're not going to be able to hit it like that. And sure enough, then he changes everything when he steps up to hit the ball. So I don't know what he's doing. That's why it's so annoying.
Right.
But how did I hit it? How did I hit the ball?
For the most part, very well.
Thank you.
But you were playing par threes.
Yeah. No, we were playing like 80-yard approach shots.
Oh.
Not even par threes.
Oh.
I mean, there was a couple of longer ones, but...
Yeah, so that was right up as Wallach's alley. Just roll it up.
He had his time.
Struck the ball very well yesterday. I was very happy.
All right. Well, look, you showed them. You went out there to Topgolf.
I'm Topgolf king. Not even that. Beaton was Topgolf king as much as I was yesterday.
We had quite a time of getting logged into one of the computers that Fred uses today. Ben emailed, holy crap. I'm emailing you versus Fred directly to avoid the tidal waves of Blind Scott emails. He said, what a segment to start my day today. Incredibly frustrating how Fred yells at everyone about he can't log into his own computer and makes it everyone's problem, virtually shutting down the show. Then you forgive him by saying you don't know your login information either.
It's not my computer.
I already emailed and replied to him. He said, do you know how old and stupid you guys sound? Do you know how simple this is for the common worker? Blah, blah, blah. Listen. We all can log in to our own computers and have to multiple times a day, and it's this whole process. These are the on-air computers, and I said, the ones that the one that I use to my right and the one that Fred uses to his left. The only people who know how to log into them are the producers and the engineers. I think they're purposely done that way, so we can't access them at our whimsy.
Now we all do, because I put that crap in the group chat.
Well,
we ain't doing that again.
Well, I mean, you know the power of a password when it's on a Post-it note stuck to the monitor.
Precisely.
Right.
So Ben and Weymouth, this is not a simple case of knowing your own username and passwords. You can log into your one, work account. It goes beyond that. And I also don't know
why it's an age thing when this is nothing different than I had to do in my 20s.
Oh,
you need the password. If you don't have the password,
and watch my son trying to log into anything. He's supposed to be of the computer age. He's growing up with it, and he's worse at it than I am.
Yeah, I mean it's not like I brought a laptop in and then I was like I can't get into my laptop. I mean this is a computer that I don't take home. Its only function here is to play audio. Anyone could technically use it. It's got files for a bunch of other people on it. It's unfair to say that is my computer. And it was very frustrating. But the only thing that I snapped at was George's lack of pep in his step. That annoyed me.
So I am a champion of the people.
George, that's right. Run. Yeah.
That was...
George! God! George!
That was at the high end of annoyance. That was bordering on anger.
Well, what should have happened is someone just said, gone down to engineering the first time and said, can you overwrite the password? And he would have said, yeah. And then it would have been done. But we kicked that around for about 20 minutes.
Got a segment out of it, though.
That's true.
Yeah, really good.
This is from Timma, who emails every day. Invitee or white supremacy game. That was great to hear Hardy squirm over this game. Next year, you could do it again, but as a character of guy who desperately wants to experience childbirth, he might actually jump out a window. It is true. He hates that. I can get him out of the room lickety-split when I do that, but I will not do that. All right. Very good.
Can you tell, Fred, it's not Ku Klux Klan, it's Ku Klux Klan.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Although that may sound like I am a member, I am not.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it says you.
How would I know? I don't. That's not my scene. I can't speak to that. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
George, that's right. Run.
Essential Sports Hub headlines.
IYKYK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
We are Toucher and Hardy, as we finish things up for the morning, is there anything that we have missed?
We missed a couple of things. Number one, have you seen the increase in protein-infused menu items that have been popping up? And also, I thought the protein thing had kind of died off. It is experiencing a resurgence, most recently with Buffalo Wild Wings, who have unveiled a wing-flavored protein espresso martini.
This sounds very dad bonerish. He would get Taco Bell and just scrape the meat out and eat the meat.
According to their press release, just in time for National Espresso Martini Day, which of course is a thing.
Hello, girls.
Coming up on March 15th, the new wing-flavored espresso martinis. So it's got the espresso martini ingredients, which is, I guess, espresso and vodka and
it's like a speedball.
Little dry vermouth. And it also has buffalo dry rub and 10 grams of protein. Now, if you think that they're alone in this, apparently there are some other menu items. I've seen the cup-o meat that Chipotle is now selling.
Yeah.
It's just the protein in this.
I'll tell you, is that these chefs for these corporations are slaves to their creations. Imagine being Buffalo Wild Wings and you have this idea of a wing-inspired espresso martini.
Yes.
And they fought you and fought you and fought you, and it takes until the public finally turns over where you could have been the first one. I mean, the chefs at that place have got to be beside themselves because they keep experimenting and winning.
Classic espresso martini ingredients plus muscle milk protein powder.
Chocolate.
And the cocktail is infused with buffalo dry rub, which is also served around the drink's rim.
Yeah. The dry rub's what makes the wings at
Who wouldn't want
BBW3s. Wasn't the first Buffalo Wild Wings at Michigan State?
There was one in East Lansing. That may have been the second one. I think the first one was in Indiana, but it was called BW3, Buffalo
BW3s.
Wild Wings and Weck for the buns that the sandwiches were served on.
Yeah, because
Ohio State
BW3s.
That was right below my radio station that I worked at.
Oh, I know where your radio station was.
So we had trade with them, thank God, because we didn't make any money. And, you would eat at least 5 meals a week from BW3.
I've been there.
Yeah.
That was the big bar. That's where Verve Pipe. Did they play at BW3s?
They played across the hall at Small Planet.
Small Planet.
Small Planet. All right. Where do you think Boston ranks in terms of cities that spend money on OnlyFans subscriptions? So they ranked 167 U.S. cities and tried to figure out where all these cities ranked in the amount of money spent on OnlyFans.
Well, I'd imagine when you're
2025.
surrounded with the eye candy that you are here in Boston, especially in the winter.
I was just going to say winter factors into it. They're top 10.
No. It's too educated. I'm thinking that it's way too educated. I'm thinking that it's in the bottom 10%, as a matter of fact.
How about 16th out of 167 U.S. cities?
Well, John, very experienced with OnlyFans.
Now, it's really...
John alone is carrying that, apparently.
It'd be really hard to guess how much money Boston people spent on OnlyFans, so I'll just tell you. In 2025, $14,346,000 spent on OnlyFans by Boston users.
How long do you have to be doing that until it stops being sad? As someone who's paying,
there's $39,000 a day being spent on OnlyFans by people in Boston.
Now, I can tell you with all credibility that I've never spent any money on OnlyFans, nor had the desire to, but my understanding of it is there is a chance of nudity from the woman that you're looking for. But more than that, there's a certain sort of intimacy because I guess you talk. I have to imagine that's what it is, right?
I don't know. All I know is that Yeah, there's nudity involved, and if you're looking for nudity on the internet, it's everywhere for free. So I've never understood it. So it's got to be some personal connection.
Right, because I've found out before an ASMR artist had an OnlyFans.
What? Excuse me?
ASMR artist, someone who does ASMR.
Oh, I didn't know that was the preferred nomenclature.
Yeah, thank you. So one of them is really hot, and then I saw in her YouTube bio that she had an OnlyFans. So instead of clicking on the OnlyFans link, I put her name in an OnlyFans and Pazza nudes. It was really hard to get to.
Oh yeah, because there are people who spend the money but then make what they see on there available to everyone.
Yeah, they're called heroes. So I would imagine that and there was all kinds of pictures of her. It was just on Google, like Google Images.
So how was it seeing your ASM artist nude? Were you pleased or were you disappointed?
Disappointing because there is the mystery of them in clothes that makes everything perfection that goes away when it's on OnlyFans. But since those images were so readily available to someone of my age, who and then it moved on from very quickly, not even used, there has to be some sort of intimacy, like false intimacy, which would make it incredibly sad. Because a hooker's less sad than that. I think at least there's human touch. You know, a failed date is more porno. I mean, no one feels good after watching porno, but it's a fairly transactional thing. You watch it, you're done, and then you feel bad for a second, and then it's over.
Yeah, you get on with your day.
Like the idea that I'm paying for something to just talk to a girl. I'd rather just not talk to a girl. It's just, we've seemed to, technology-wise, be taking these leaps into lack of pride. Like I don't know how to phrase it better. Like there's a certain amount of pride humans have, and we seemed in a bar that you don't want to clear, and to lower. I guess a bar you don't want to clear going lower, and we keep hopping down.
Right.
Like until there's no shame at all in terms of, and I'm not against the OnlyFans girls. If you're comfortable getting naked and you can make money, God bless you. Well, and all you have to do is chat with them. Then you do it. I'm talking about the people that consume it.
Finally, nothing to be ashamed about here, as a certain new metal frontman is going to be the grand marshal for this weekend's NASCAR Pennzoil 400 at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. What new metal frontman is going to say, "Gentlemen, start your engines"?
The only one I can think of is Jonathan Davis.
Jonathan Davis is correct, Fred.
Whoa. Yeah, it wasn't going to be Fred Durst.
Well done.
And it wasn't going to be anyone from like the Deftones.
And we all know he's very much into cars because he bought Ted Bundy's car. And that was among his collection of the macabre.
Ooh. I got a personal tour. I've told this story many times. There was a trailer in back of the concert that Korn were playing. And Jonathan Davis, who was very, very nice, took me on a tour of the trailer that was his personal House of Horrors. This painting was done by whom? Ted Bundy.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy, right. John Wayne Gacy. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah. And he's like, huh? Scary. And I'm like, yeah, freaky, man. And he's like, yeah, this Q-tip was found on the scene of blah, blah, blah's murder. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I think
I get it, dude.
He's mature. He's getting rid of all of his stuff. He said, yeah, it kind of had a weird vibe about it. I didn't want it in the house with the kids.
Yeah, it's really...
you don't say.
Well, sounds like a smart move.
It was more boring than anything.
Yeah.
I would say. All right, everyone have a great day. We will be back tomorrow.
George! God!
Yeah, George, be better tomorrow. I see Mike Reese in the hall. We can put him next to George and see who's taller. That will be a fun game to play.
Fun.
All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone have a great day. Bye.
George, that's right.
Talk to you tomorrow. Toucher and Hardy.